Welcome to another great game of football. If you like action, you're in for a treat here.
It's up for grabs now! Thomas!
Oh, take him out, son. I mean that, take him out.
It was just banter.
Draghi Sanchez, you boys took the hell of a beating.
Oh no! Scorchio! How did he miss?
Balotelli, Aguero!
Come on, fam. Real talk, lad.
Lovely cushion header. Pajero! You beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
Look at this touch. Wonderful. Rates his look, but then he sees the tiniest window open. Gol del Barcelona!
Morocco moving it infield, creating space now.
He's taking on the defence by himself.
Giggs gets past Vieira, past Dixon. Comes back at him. It's a wonderful run from Giggs! Sensational goal from Ryan Giggs!
Madrid's defence stretched out like spandex on Miami Beach, and Casillas is left naked again.
You try to kick it in the goal, you hit me? Some fucking brains, didn't you?
When the seagull follows a trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea.
Henry para Messi. Messi, el pase para Henry es buenísimo. Henry. Gol. Gol. What a ball! He did it again. And it's the goal!
What's that? And we're in.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you liked your surprise.
If you missed it,
If
you
you
can
missed
get
it.
it at the end. Shauna's joined, she's next door. She can come and sit in here. You can watch it in 3
All we
dimensions.
gotta do-
This is absurd.
All we gotta do is talk a bit louder.
That's exactly it.
Right, let's get a sweet intro on the go.
This is the first time she's ever... Right, yeah, go on, who are you?
Right, welcome to the FIFA Ramble podcast.
Number 8.
Number 8 is the FIFA. Right, I never know whether to call it a podcast or a live stream, so I always go with both.
Well, it depends.
It's
If
the
you're watching it
FIFA
live now, it's a live stream.
It's the FIFA Ramble podcast / FIFA 17 live stream, and it's number 8. We've been in 8 weeks. No?
Yeah, and who are you?
8th week. My name is Luke.
I'm Worm.
I'm Alexi.
And this is it. So this is number 8. And interestingly, it's not on the list, but we're actually counting down to the final FIFA 17 Rambles.
We are.
Once we
soon.
just started, it's going to be FIFA 18 soon.
gonna be
And I know
FIFA
that there are
18.
only, of everybody watching, there's only 3 people who care about that, and none of them are that side of the camera. So that'll be that. So we're starting off, and we're going to play some FIFA like we always do. We're going to go through and we got some topics we want to talk about. We got a couple of games of FIFA that we want to play, and that should be that, I suppose. Yeah?
That is it.
That's correct.
That is
correct.
exactly what we're going to be doing.
Do you want to explain what you're doing?
What I'm doing at the minute is really boring. I'm putting links to the YouTube page onto Twitter and just firing out some links while these two play the first game.
And why are we playing this first game? Because you picked the games pretty much this week.
Well, I picked this one just because I have a love of Brian Clough and Forest Leeds.
Would you call it a list?
I would. I prefer Peter. I think they're a combo. I do like Peter Taylor, the pair of them. But I've got Brian Clough is just one of my.
So are they playing this week? Or?
They are playing on Saturday.
Oh right, so it is an actual game.
Yeah, it's an actual
fine.
game that is happening. They are playing this week, and I always look forward to it and I always watch it. And also Forest Derby, but especially Forest Leeds because I'm not particularly fond of Leeds.
Okay.
They didn't treat Cloughie very well, did they?
So
I don't know, there's a film about it as well.
Someone should make a film about that. Oh, speaking of films, the first thing we got to do, and this isn't, like an unnecessary segue. So we've got a theme tune. We've actually got a real official FIFA Ramble theme tune, and we got to do a bit of a shout out to the creator, Alton Earl Sledge Williams. Now, for those of you who don't know him, he's a man that knows absolutely fuck all about football. Absolutely,
we were gonna be nice to
all about football. But what the man does know is film, and the shout out to him really is that Sledge runs a website that he's been going for years and years and years.
I had a good look at it this week.
Yeah, so Battle Royale with Cheese, BRWC on Twitter. It genuinely, unlike this dross, is really, really good.
It's great content.
He's got loads of contributors. He's got actual exclusive interviews with people he runs, like real competitions where they give away prizes. The man really does know his film, but as I say, he knows fuck all about football. Like nothing. Genuinely nothing.
Who does he support again?
He's a fucking Liverpool supporter. And so I want to talk about the intro a little bit. Basically it's a little bit self-indulgent. So we realised that we needed an intro. I'll just score that a minute.
You Forest, you?
Yeah. We needed an intro. So I asked Sledge because as part of Battle Royale with Cheese, he also does really very good. Him and his cronies make film mixes, some music of, instrumental music that cuts in dialogue from films. I don't know. Have you heard any of them on SoundCloud?
No,
they're really fucking good. They are really, really good.
And looked at the socials and stuff.
Nice.
Like that.
Well, they're really good. So their SoundCloud is brilliant, and so Sledge does that with some of his cronies, which is really lovely. And so when we decided that we wanted one, I thought none of us have got the skills.
No.
So I thought we'd ask Sledge whether he would do one, and he said yeah. So I came up with a concept, and I thought what would be really nice is just to have a load of nonsense commentary of either some of the best moments from my football lifetime, interlaced with some commentary from a load of old school football games, because this is the FIFA Ramble for a reason. Interlaced with some foreign commentary because we want to do that. So yeah. So at some point we'll go through actually stage by stage what each of them are. But there are a couple of really good ones in there, and it's really nice. And I do genuinely want to thank Sledge for putting the effort in, because there's a couple in there that I know he's put in there just because we've been friends for probably 12 years or so now, 30, no, probably even longer than that. I'm getting old now, so probably 15 years we've known each other now. So he's put in, as we've said, I'm a massive Arsenal fan and he's a massive Liverpool fan, and every week, no matter where either of us are in the world, all we do is just text each other one word every time one of the teams that we support concedes a goal. So Arsenal conceded against Stoke this weekend, just 2 letters, in. That's it. And that's been going on for 15 years or so, yeah, in. And what was really nice is it opens up, the theme opens up with Michael Thomas actually scoring it's up for grabs now in the 89 league. And that's really lovely, because not only is it obviously when Arsenal broke Liverpool's dominance by winning 2-0 at Anfield on the last day of the season, obviously it means a lot because Sledge is a Liverpool fan and I'm an Arsenal fan. So he put that in. And then it moves on to a load of bits and pieces. Keep up. Yeah, good save. A load of bits and pieces from old football games. He's got the Gerrards, "Oh, you beauty!" from Andy Gray. That's in there, which I absolutely love. He's got the Maggie Thatcher, "Your boys took a hell of a beating" from when Norway beat England 2-1. I didn't pick it up the first couple of times I listened, but he's put on one of the fucking knobs from Arsenal Fan TV going blood and all that. So there's just a load, and I've listened to it. I genuinely have listened to it probably about 50 times since he sent it over, and I think it's brilliant, and I love it for kind of like personal and professional reasons. So yeah, this is my soppy bit where I want to say thank you to Sledge, because none of us could do it.
Fully warranted. That's a good goal. It's fully warranted as well being soppy about it, because when you sent it to us, I was in one of the parks, local parks, eating my lunch. It was a nice sunny day. I was listening to a podcast. I thought I'll have a listen.
20 years since Tony Bowie scored that goal.
And I genuinely listened to it for the next half hour, I reckon. Just put it on, walked a bit, and then went, I'll put it on again. Put it on again. And just let it sink in. And it's
You can
stunning.
listen to it. Well,
Yeah, it's a good piece of music.
It's
Yeah.
stunning. And what a real seal of approval was when I played it to my family, my wife and my kids.
Oh,
they
don't
all
care.
loved it.
They don't care.
They genuinely you can sort of see when it's sort of we like it, because it's not. But especially my little one, she doesn't give a fuck. She won't care if she thinks you're shit. She'll tell you, whether she's known you her entire life and you're her dad, or whether she's just met you. If she don't like you, she'll say, I don't really like you. She doesn't care. And she was like, Dad, that's really good. Can I listen to it again?
Huh?
She knows how to pull the strings, that one.
Did she want anything?
It's honestly,
Yeah.
It's honestly really good. I'm really, really, really pleased with it. And on that note, if you're watching only on Facebook and you're missing out because YouTube's the place to be, hit the YouTube link. You're missing dirty Leeds winning 2-1.
They're filthy.
Yeah,
Bremner just got the equaliser. Johnny
Rory
Giles
Bremner.
put him ahead. I think about Jack Charlton is a rock at the back. Your Boa's there.
Who's there? He's always there.
Yeah, Brian Dean.
Oh, lovely.
Did
Stephen
you-
Carr.
He's there.
Did he play for Leeds at one point? Ian Hart played for Leeds, that's what I was thinking.
Gary Kelly is flying down the flank at the minute. He's still there, I think. Gary Kelly.
What, playing?
Yeah, he must be. He was fucking there.
Ian Hart was like a poor man's Gary Neville. And
I thought reminded me of a poor man's Leighton Baines as well. That sort of, because he had quite a mean strike on him.
He went and played for. He's one of the few that went abroad. He went and played for Levante for a season.
Did he really?
He really did. Yeah.
He had a mean strike on him though, quite a left foot, lethal.
Hell of a left foot.
Hell of a left foot. Getting bullied in the middle there by a 5'10" game. Like 4 minutes of extra time.
Was that Reed, Andy Reid?
Andy, he can't jump. 40-stone Andy Reid. Andy Reid is fatter than I am now. It's incredible. Oh, he was ever a professional sportsman. He actually looked like a pigeon.
He did look like a pigeon.
Actually looked like a pigeon.
Zach Clough.
Yeah, well, Cloughy, innit? Clough by name, Clough by nature.
I am loving the fact that Zach Clough as well. Whoa. 2-2.
Zach Clough sounds like a Hollywood character from the Clough era reboots. It's the prequel, and they've got Zach Clough, who's gone back to avenge the death of his father. Excellent shot accuracy there from Skinner. They're missing a load on. Wayne's in, but he's on the wrong bit.
Yeah, you need to get over on YouTube.
Get on the YouTubes.
Did they not done it in 8 seconds?
Why not?
You do whatever you want.
There you go. I do what I want. My page.
It is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
There's my name there.
It says Luke Smalley.
Shall we?
Oh, that was outrageous!
I missed that. I was too busy.
That run was ridiculous. No, because it was the whole thing that you needed to watch. That's going in as well. You mother fluffer. Oh, wow. Who
you missed that?
It's like some Norman, basically.
Ian Hunter, just this.
Alex Hunter.
Oh, hang on.
What's hang on?
Nothing. Don't worry, it's boring. It is
like
good.
the rest of the podcast, so don't worry about that.
Right, while we're playing the second half, the second half of this, should we do a roundup of the game? Should we start the actual running order?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah. So first point of order. We're only about 14 minutes in. We got first point of order. Go on then.
Sorry, I've said this and I'm sending out another link on something else.
Jesus Christ. What's that? Just to get our Weibo followers in, is it? The Chinese... Just to get our Chinese followers in, yeah? You thought he was Mesut Ozil then? Oh, he's a goal side of him there.
Oh, Gordon Strachan's 1-on-1.
Gordy Strack to Gary McAllister.
Remember when McAllister went to Liverpool? That was weird, wasn't it?
Liverpool fans loved him.
He was great. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, it was just weird
He was
time.
okay.
He only
He scored like 3 goals against Alavés when they won like 1918 in the fucking UEFA Cup final. I watched that in at the deep
He was
end.
instrumental.
He possibly he was instrumental in Liverpool finishing 4th every season.
Instrumental.
Instrumental in midfield.
In what? Right, should we have a
Precursor to
roundup
Daniel.
of this weekend's Premier League games?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, right, let me get the scores.
Shall we start with
bring it
Pep,
in.
the Pep machine?
Well, I was
Well,
gonna
let's just let him read it through. He's the one with the phone. Go for it.
have you all what I want you. Right, let's go to results.
Yeah.
Scores. Hang on. I'm not even on the right fucking day. Yeah. Right, Saturday. Should we start with... I've gone on the wrong Saturday. So right, first game of this weekend was Swansea 0, Manchester United 4.
Yeah.
It was a good
Starting
game.
on that one.
I watched a shit ton of football this weekend. Way more than I usually would. It's beautiful. And I was away as well, which makes it even stranger. But yeah, so United sort of... Swansea were playing, I thought, quite well and quite organised. Until they literally just seemed to forget what they'd done in the first half. For about 8 minutes, they just stopped. And United scored 3 times. And Martial was something else when he came on again.
Yep.
And again,
had the fire lit underneath him, wasn't
well,
it?
it's strange that again my timeline immediately went, "Oh, we got to start him." Whereas I was like, "Well, maybe he's being this good," as we've been saying now consistently. Maybe because he's coming on against very, very, very tired defenders.
The Theo Walcott.
Yeah,
Perfect.
he's scoring. He's involved.
So articles up already about Man United being going a season unbeaten.
League.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Watford beat Bournemouth 2-0.
Yeah.
It did.
My boy.
There was
my boy.
Have we discussed that Harry Arter thing just yet? Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But no, we haven't discussed
So
it.
you shouted Sid's because Sid's is term for
I
mine
saw this,
with
yeah.
Chaloba. And
Yeah.
where do you stand with that? I think it's fine.
Did you?
Everyone's saying, I had
Is
people
this-
on the radio saying 3-match ban, unsportsmanlike behaviour. Put a youngster off.
Yeah, no. Well, it didn't really. Eddie Howe said after the game though that they'd have to get new code words, didn't they?
They said they
You see
both
that?
used that term Sid's.
Yeah. So he needs new code. It all went a bit Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy on Match of the Day after, to be honest. But
Jesus Christ. It's the first time those words have been uttered together.
yeah, I would.
To use a Malcolm Tuckerism, Tinker Tailor Soldier Cunt
Yeah.
is what it's more like on Match of the Day, if you ask me. But
it matches. I don't listen to. I never watch it when it's on because I can't be fucking bothered sitting through that shite. But what I do is I will watch it the next day and I'll just fast forward to the game highlights and just watch the highlights. But yeah, no. Eddie Howe said that we got to get new code words now. All right.
Maybe that's a protective thing to spare Harry's brutalicious. But yeah, anyway, that was it. Gray?
West Brom beat Gray played, didn't he? But he didn't do much really.
I didn't see how.
Is it Richarlison down the field?
Richarlison, yeah, he's looking
nice.
Very good. Yeah. I wonder whether he might be, people are already touting him to be this year's Riyad Mahrez or, Jamie Vardy or, well, you take your pick, your Kante. So this season's breakout player.
Oh,
livid with that.
He's done very well. That was a lovely goal though.
Not make the keeper as well.
It was a lovely goal. Right, West Brom beat Burnley 1-0.
Yeah, that was an okay game.
I didn't watch that
Gareth
one.
Barry playing.
Do you know, I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he did. I can't imagine he would do because I don't think he's had much of a pre-season. To be honest, I think it was also that entire game. I think it was overshadowed somewhat, or the talking point anyway was just Hal Robson-Kanu, wasn't it? Really, he came on, did a goal, and did a sending off.
He did.
Did one of those sending offs.
Did one of them sending offs.
Right,
He
then.
came on, he did some football goals, then he did some football sending offs. Within the space of a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Anything Ronaldo can do, Hal Robson-Kanu can do better.
Yeah.
Livid, lost on the stream. Don't see that. That might be the first time I've lost.
I think that is the first time
That
we've
might be the
lost.
first time I've lost in 8 weeks.
Leicester beat Brighton 2-0. And linking back into last week's, as you said about...
No, you're not trusted. I'll set it up for you.
Because I did it all by myself last week and I was sat here waiting for you.
You did. Come on then, let's see if we can trust you this week.
Okazaki, you touted this last week. You said...
In your dream
Because
team?
I said about...
Is he in my dream team?
Kalachi.
He plays in the top half team.
Yeah. I said, you should be alright this week because Iheanacho will play, definitely play, and you said,
This is what you said, and what did I say? Because I know my football. One of us knows about football here, yeah?
Yeah, and you said, I'm not sure if he will because Okazaki played very well. You
What the fuck are you doing?
I am.
We're on the wrong one. We're doing last week's. You should have trusted me.
Pair of plums. I'm alright. I did it all my own last week.
Yeah, well, I got to the stage.
Unbelievable. You Rodney Plonker.
Rodney Plonker.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, in spite of what people actually think, I know my shit. I watch an inordinate amount of football. I know what I'm talking about.
You also did say Southampton West Ham had 0-0 written all over it.
And what was the score?
It was 3-2 Southampton.
Yeah. Close.
That was a good game, though.
Sometimes writing can be deceiving.
Yeah,
so
it can. Liverpool beat Palace 1-0, and again we suggested. Are they not on there?
Vasco on there.
Oh, that's all gone wrong. Hang on a minute. Don't worry about it.
Go on, rest of the world.
Can I go the?
Just
No,
in
the
case.
rest of the world. Can we go? Can we move to the final game then that we had selected?
Just have a look in that, but
Hey.
why don't you listen to me, any of you?
I don't
They
know.
won't be in there, except they are.
That's what he said. It's a quote. Either of the.
Right.
I've got white or that.
Oh, look, well, you're going to have to get your white
I'm
kit.
got, no, I'm going that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, that's fine.
That's going to work. What do I know? You going to give me that so I can keep going?
Yeah. Here you go. So you've got. There you go.
So where did we get to?
We got up to around Liverpool.
So Liverpool Crystal
Liverpool
Palace.
is the one that we were just talking about.
So Sadio Mane scored
Mane.
again.
Again.
Interesting, particularly if you take into consideration Graham Souness's comments today.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Did you not?
No.
Get rid of him, innit? Get rid of him. He only scores 7 a season, and he never scores against the top clubs. So
Graham Souness.
So somebody did what unfortunately happens these days. You know, like you get out facts.
Yeah.
15 goals last season, 13 the season before. He scored something like in his career. He scored in his career in the Premier League. He scored 5 against Arsenal, 4 against Man United, 3 against Chelsea, 2 against Tottenham, and what have you. Yeah, he scored in every semi-final that he's played in, and that's the Europa League. That's the League Cup. He scored in. So basically, they just went through and they showed all of the big games that he'd scored in. So somebody really nicely commented, and that's exactly why you're not in the game of football anymore, Graham Souness. You know, a sport which is already fairly forgiving of fucking chumps and cockwombles.
Yeah,
he's that bad that he can't even get a gig. There's not a single pitch skin that will allow him to stamp a flag down in the middle of.
No. Was that the dumbest thing that was said on telly this week in regards to getting a new player though. I'm assuming you watched. We're jumping way out.
Well, we're not going to do it then. We're not going to allow you to do it. I'm actually going to put the reins. I'm going to put the reins on you.
It links so well.
I'm going to put the reins on you.
Southampton. So Souness said that today.
He said that today, apparently. Yeah. It's almost like he's an idiot.
Is it the same as Davy Moyes not rating Mesut Ozil?
Is this the same as David Moyes telling Rio
We
Ferdinand?
both go to David Moyes.
Well, it's because I had to suffer him. It's the same as when he told Rio Ferdinand, Champions League winner and multi-Premier League winner Rio Ferdinand, that his game would improve if he studied videos of Phil Jagielka.
There we go. Phil Jagielka, as he's officially known, yeah?
Yeah, the Jagster.
So, Southampton West Ham, 0-0 written all over it, yeah? That's what I said.
No, that was the 0-0
So-
written all over it.
So, Gabbiadini thought he'd shove two fingers and tickle my perineum 11 minutes in. That was nice. Then Arnautovic got sent off in the 33rd minute because, well, why not?
Well, he'll do that. He did a
Dusan Tadic scored in the 38th minute. Then Javi Hernandez just thought, well, I'm not fucking having any of this. So he scored in the 44th and then the 73rd minute to make a bit of a game of it.
He said, that's enough of that.
And then
I'm going to do some football goaling.
And then Chaz Austin thought,
I'm going to shoot a penalty.
I'm going to score a penalty goal.
Did you see what Chaz Austin did after he scored said penalty goal?
Celebrated.
Yeah, and he banged his club crest on his shirt. However, he didn't. He got the fucking side wrong and he tapped the Under Armour badge.
Yeah, that's because he was putting a hint to his sponsors.
He
loves his sponsor.
He does love him.
In the same way that we love Chubblies.
Lovely Chubblies.
And we love Chubblies and we love Egyptian eco-friendly steel.
We do. We also like Middle Eastern and rice. What else do we like?
Vietnamese noodle pots is what we want.
Love Vietnamese noodle pots. If anyone is watching from...
Do you know what I could do with right now?
Go on.
A Vietnamese noodle pot.
I could.
But interestingly, we got the gambit here, haven't we? You're vegetarian.
I'm vegetarian.
You're vegetarian. I'm an omnivore. So we could get both varieties and we could
just have some Egyptian steel.
We could do reviews. Eco-friendly Egyptian steel though. I don't want any normal steel.
No, who does?
Well, lots of people. It's only Cristiano Ronaldo that cares. Why are you not putting your goalkeeper there? He deserves to be pulled.
That was him that pulled his goalie.
Then we had Stoke Arsenal,
which I didn't really pay. I was doing my usual, but this time I was doing the dishes in a different house while watching the game on my phone. Didn't look that good of a game.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was Arsenal playing Stoke.
Psychological.
XG and all that malarkey suggests that Arsenal should have battered them. It was a tale of, for me, Aaron Ramsey getting into positions that Alexander Lacazette needs to get into, and I think that could be an issue going forward. Two camps at the moment about Aaron Ramsey, but for two different reasons. Normally it's about how shit he is, and half of the Arsenal fan base saying he's shit and half saying he's an absolute god.
He's not.
At the moment, there's general consensus that he's actually very good, one of the best Premier League centre midfield players in terms of box to box, certainly.
Is that there on European level? No, mind just Premier League.
And then this, at the moment, it's split because half think that they're satisfied with what he's doing, and others are actually, and I'm in this camp, that actually he takes up an awful lot of the positions that Alexander Lacazette should be taking up and would be scoring from. One guy who really knows his football that I follow on Twitter has actually put a £100 bet on Aaron Ramsey getting 20 Premier League goals this season. He genuinely believes that once it starts ticking, because Ramsey has proven to punches and bunches, that he could well get on an absolute rampage.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Arsenal should be scoring lots of goals this season. They're certainly going to concede a lot.
But is he going to be asked to go back to let Lacazette into those spaces?
Well, no, it's not about Lacazette dropping in. It's about Aaron Ramsey doing what he does. Aaron Ramsey is still playing the same way that he does with Olivier Giroud, with Alexander Lacazette. And as people have suggested, and this kind of stuff, in that partnership, and it isn't like for like, so don't deliberately take this the wrong way. In that relationship, though, Aaron Ramsey plays the Antoine Griezmann role to Olivier Giroud in the France setup.
Yeah. Okay.
In this setup, when he's playing with Alexander Lacazette, he actually needs to be bursting on a little bit later but wider and giving Alexander Lacazette either some space by being the unnecessary overlap where you create some space, or by just being a second pass to Mesut Ozil, because that's when Mesut plays his best, when he's got, and hopefully Granit Xhaka as well, who had a poor game.
He's going to have a great season, Xhaka.
He had a very good first game.
Yeah, it's going to tell me this very start of last season, about 2 games in, that he genuinely believes that he could be Arsenal. You said Arsenal captain, is what you've said, which is interesting stuff. And that was the Saturday's roundup.
We are going to talk about the.
We're going to go to Sunday,
the comments.
We're going to go to Sunday.
While we're on the Arsenal, we're going to talk about the comments on Ozil.
What comments on Ozil?
That Steven Gerrard said.
No, I didn't hear it. I don't watch any. The moment the game finishes, I turn it off and on.
Okay, Steven Gerrard said that when Arsenal aren't attacking and Ozil is on the pitch, they might as well be down to 10 men.
Oh, Steven Gerrard's an idiot.
Because he doesn't track back. And I can't remember who was there with him.
Thierry Henry probably. It was a Sunday.
No,
Saturday, was it?
It wasn't Thierry Henry. It was. I might be proven completely wrong on that, and it was Henry, but it was Gerrard who was predominantly saying it. Yeah, that was the quote.
No, whatever.
When Arsenal are defending, they might as well be down to 10 then if Ozil is on the pitch, because he doesn't offer anything. He doesn't track back, he doesn't tackle, so on and so forth.
Yeah, fine.
I saw it and immediately thought of you, because I just thought, well, that's fucking absolute fucking nonsense.
Well, yeah, whatever. He gets into positions. The press that he's engaged in the press.
It's not his job, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever. Like you can talk all you want about 11 men defending. There isn't a team in the world that plays with 11 men defending. There is at least one player. Nearly all teams will play with 10 men defending. So
could mean though is by questioning that and by questioning his selection, it's almost like Steven Gerrard is now I know better than Wenger and I know better than
of course he does.
Look, he's got a job.
But what we're seeing in front of us now is the continuation of exactly the same problems with English football for the last 20, 30, 40 years repeating themselves 20 years into the future, because Steven Gerrard has, over the last couple of weeks, banged on about power and pace and physique being more important than technique, etc. He's talked about Mesut Ozil being ridiculous and what have you, yet he will no doubt say that, like everybody does, David Silva is the best playmaker in the Premier League when he tackles less. He this weekend made fewer through balls, he made fewer successful dribbles, his passing percentage was like 8% less than Mesut Ozil's. I think Ozil's was 92% and Silva's was 84%, and that was on considerably fewer passes as well. So he'll be saying that. And Steven Gerrard is now managing the Liverpool under-18s team, and so in 2030 at the Argentina World Cup in 2030. We'll be wondering why. Well, I won't give a shit because I already know. But they'll be wondering why England are still, why we've still got these incredible players in inverted commas, but we get beaten in tournaments. I don't mean we. I mean that's from the pundits' perspective.
Yeah.
They're getting beaten, and it's because of exactly that. The same nonsense is pervasive. Carragher will be involved somewhere along the line, and all of these idiots. Danny Murphy will probably have a job somewhere in one of these setups, and people won't be understanding why. And then on the other end of the field, there'll be a load of national managers who are all 15, from Germany, who have never played the game but have got incredible models and stuff that they play with, and they'll still be getting slagged off by Steven Gerrard being told that they've never won anything in their career other than the 3 Champions Leagues that they have as managers. Yeah. So whatever, Steven Gerrard's a fucking idiot. I didn't rate him as a player, and that's because I was biased and I hate Liverpool, but I genuinely thought he was overrated, and that's just because, that's not to say I don't think he's good, that's just to say, and I mean that in the truest sense, that Steven Gerrard was overrated because I don't think he was anywhere near as good as people say he was. One club legend, as you say. And more than one club.
More than one club.
Sunday.
What I quite liked, sorry, just to
go on.
slag off Steven Gerrard one more time, is in response to that, an Arsenal fan on Twitter, I don't know who it was, but it was an Arsenal fan, tweeted a picture saying, in fairness, he doesn't know what he's talking about, because in this picture there's 11 Premier Leagues won, and it was a picture of Gerrard with Scholes.
Very good. Very good. Sunday, battle of the promoted teams. If you had to
watch 3 football matches,
to believe Sky, as a friend Neil Merritt says, they call it Super Sunday every week. Yeah, Neil's line, and I love it every time. He's like, call it Sunday, and at the end of the day, I'll tell you whether it was super or not. Don't tell me it was super.
It certainly was not super. It was not super this week.
But I was told it was Super Sunday.
Exactly, it's not Super Sunday. Call it Sunday, and I'll tell you whether it was super at the end of it. So,
what came here expecting super?
Huddersfield, it was battle of the promoted teams according to FIFA, to Sky. Actually, what it was Huddersfield versus Newcastle, and it was a fucking interesting game.
Interesting's giving it a lot more. Bigging it up more than I thought.
I enjoyed it. You see,
I fucking
my wormy one to watch, and I've been banging on to it about it for 2 years. No, not Mooney actually, because we spoke about Mooney last week, and you know, I like him. I think he's good. His finish was out of this world. He slapped the fuck out of that ball with his instep. He slapped the fuck out of it. Lovely build up. No, who I actually want to big up, and he was on the losing team, and I told you when he signed from Belgium, is Chancellor Member. I actually think that he's got a really big future in front of him.
Big Rolando Aarons fan.
But I love Rolando Aarons. I love Jose Perez, but I told you before, I'm shit at picking players who's going to be good, because I thought Titus Bramble was good.
Wait, so you used to say Titus Bramble is still playing football.
You used to say remember, Chancellor Member. You always used to say that.
That is exactly what I said.
Titus Bramble
remember, Chancel and Memble.
He could still come good, Titus Bramble. That's what I'm saying. He's just signed for a non-league side.
Well,
when's he going to come good, Lou? When's he going to come good?
I don't know. I can't predict the future. Any time now would be my estimation. I'm expecting it imminently.
Who was the blonde centre back who used to play for Sheffield United? He went to play for Leeds for a little while. Nearly signed for Arsenal. I thought there's a couple of people. There's a lovely move. What's his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's gone. That's come and gone. Probably for the best. Alex is nearly as pretty as you, Luke. Now, without being rude, Jane Smalley, you're far too old to be playing that game. You'll be put on some kind of register.
I don't know what.
Wow.
All I want to know is, does she still know who? Does she know who you are yet?
That's uncouth. That's uncouth. That's uncouth. She likes the cut of your jib.
Nice to cut your jubbly.
She likes to suck your jubbly.
Oh, we got that.
That's what. Well, I've been missing that.
I missed it. Yeah, I can't.
Because you distracted.
Put me off by talking about Jane Smalley sucking Alex's jubbly to me.
No one said sucking.
She's only 35. She's only 35. Well, without being rude, you are full of. Well, there we go. That's full of shit, because I'm 35 in December. So. Yeah, 35.
I don't know if she's 35, I'm 32.
Is the geeks in the science centre that I work in always say, 35, on what planet?
Offside.
Which is good, it's offside, it doesn't count. And then we rounded off the week with Tottenham playing at Wembley.
It was interesting, that game.
20,000 seats not allowed to be sold because of.
Is it really?
Because of there's a specific ticketing issue, which I'm desperately trying to figure out in my mind what it is now. For London derbies, you're not allowed to do general release of tickets, which they will be doing for every other game. So Tottenham versus Burnley or something,
okay,
they will be allowed
I was genuinely
to sell them.
A FIFA Ramble hits the road and go see Spurs.
Well, we could go and see Spurs. That's not a problem. Like, tickets are super available for.
They're going to be
for all of the games.
They can barely sell out fucking White Hart Lane.
We could. Well, Neil's a member. Neil's going. He goes to all. He was there. He was there watching him against Chelsea. It was an okay game of football.
It was, again, what was weird about it obviously not being a Tottenham fan, was that I found it super fucking frustrating and interesting at the same time. Because watching it from a Chelsea perspective, I was
Neil feels all the time.
Yeah, it was interesting in that they were all behind the ball, and at one like Morata was playing as a defensive midfielder, really, just in front of, and that was really interesting to watch. I enjoyed watching that. But
your free kick's going to be taken without you, by the way.
I was super frustrated because I was just like, at one point I was just like, for fuck's sake, just fucking score, do a goal. That's what I was shouting in my kitchen.
You taking this? Or?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
I'd be so disappointed if you'd have slapped that in after the length of time you took over that.
Just slapped it in. But yeah, it was interesting. The problem that I had was with I don't know, I can't really say much more. It was just a bit frustrating to watch. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but not as much as I enjoyed the other games that were on Sunday.
Okay. Well, so that was that. The Premier League hasn't really kicked off just yet. A couple of people have dropped points. United are looking good. We'll see where we go from there. So we're gonna move on because that took longer than it probably ought. So
yeah.
You want to talk? You want to talk about the next bit, do you?
Yeah, the next bit that we're going to talk about is
we're going to do Genoa Juve. So me and you can do the one after that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, right.
Genoa.
Yeah, the next bit that we're going to talk about is Juan Mata's common goal 11 that we've previously 1%. Spoken about, which is that he's going to donate 1% of his wages it's not even this season, is it? It's just going forward to a charity called Common Goal, I believe is the name of the charity. Yep. And which is just helping underprivileged children, or just children, really, via football, essentially. I'm going to put him in for obvious reasons. And he, as part of that, he was going to select an 11 who would also donate their wages. And this week, the first player signed up and agreed to donate their wages, and he was Max Hummels. So he's now part of that. He's going to donate 1% of his wages as well.
And that's huge because he is a player that's not at the end of his career. He is absolutely in full flow. He's a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
He's won absolutely everything. Has he won the Champions League? No.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. So he hasn't won it all. But it's good news.
But it's not, it's like you say, it's a very, very good name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a quality name. It's amazing that he's doing it.
One of the first comments that came up, sadly, why isn't Neymar doing it? Do you know what I mean? Just fuck off.
We've got Stefan Crimp in saying, Wormy. What's up, Stefan Crimp? I'm doing a personal shout out. So Luke is now
doing exactly what you yell at me for doing every week.
Yeah, I know, but as you know, I'm a massive hypocrite, and I do whatever I want. So
I mean, that's fine with me.
So what I'm going to do what you do now. Stefan, what do you do? You point at the screen, don't you? And you point at YouTube.
You can't say that.
Stefan, go click on the link. You point at the link, don't you? As if they can see the link. Yeah, the link. There's a link. There's a link by there, which you can't see, presumably, but I can on my screen. And then over there, that's what you're doing. You point to YouTube.
Where am I going?
You point to YouTube. Do what you normally do. Tell them to go to YouTube.
Stefan, hi, bruv. There, that's your link.
Yeah.
YouTube's this way, mate.
Go to YouTube so you can actually see the FIFA.
We're playing FIFA. There you go.
The reason we
follow Skinner.
We can actually talk about Stefan because Stefan was the person who introduced me to the term "sweaty" when you square it. When you square a goal. Yeah. We played against him at Jan's house.
Stefan's in.
He may well be in. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I tell you what, he is inordinately talented at sport, and he's sickeningly handsome as well.
Well, he's not coming on.
He's not coming on.
He's not coming on. We're bad.
He plays for Wales in about 18 different sports as well. The kid's incredible. He genuinely is. Shit at FIFA though, so he can suck on that. Yeah,
he can come on.
Emre Can goal machine.
If anyone Emre Can. He scored twice this evening.
Twice
against Perth and Heimenheim. Who
Is
scored
it
half
half
time?
time?
Mark.
Mark,
We're just having a roundup of the games that are live now.
But we're not though, are we? We're actually going to talk about. Is that what you want to do?
No, go.
There's not much else happening.
Someone's come in and someone's gone. We weren't playing enough
Stefan,
FIFA.
that better not be you, son.
I want to know if Stefan came across this nonsense. How the hell did he come across this
I'm
nonsense?
assuming that Al has invited people. No.
You wouldn't have invited Stefan Crick.
You probably should. You probably should. Just saying, I mean, I can't be the only
we're doing our
pushing
bit.
the social medias.
Well, I'm not going to be pushing the social media, am I?
But I'm not expecting you. I quite like you.
I'm not interested in media, and I'm the least social person you'll ever meet. Right. We might have a Stefan Krim watching this, so in spite of the terrible team that I'm playing, it's not true, but the super weird formation, I'm gonna... So, is that what you wanted to talk about?
Right,
Might as well stick it in. I'm a big fan of Marchisio.
I am as well.
A
fucking
tremendous footballer.
He didn't play as much as he should have last season, which
Well, you can't say that because he played exactly as much as he should have because they stormed the league and they nearly won the Champions League. That's the problem, isn't it? He didn't play as much as you or I would have liked, but he definitely played as much as he should have. Oh, you're hitting that, you?
I'm hitting it.
You're hitting that. Perrin, who's been there forever. He's a good footballer.
Yeah, but this week, again,
Blaze is coming, isn't he?
Blaze is coming. It's just a rumour, but it says that Marchisio has told them that he wants to leave.
To Man United?
To Chelsea is where he was linked.
That would make sense.
It would make sense.
That was interesting to see how he performed.
And that
standard
was
thing.
Weirdly, it wasn't in the the English press as such. It started all in.
Would you Marchisio and then let Hazard leave?
I don't know.
Then you got
Marchisio and let Hazard leave. Marchisio replaces Fabregas.
Marchisio
fills Fabregas's role. He's your proto-Matic. He's Fabregas basically. He's for me a less.
But I'm just thinking there's more power
Fabregas.
there, and then there's William to take up.
You don't let Hazard go for anything.
Would you let Hazard go if they brought in Alexis
Sanchez?
Yeah.
No.
He was linked there this week.
Yeah, it's not
City
not
and Chelsea.
in the Premiership, is it?
Apparently he's the betting favourite again is.
Apparently bought that. Absolutely bought that. Then took it out for dinner.
A couple of weeks ago, was that how much would you take for Gabriel Paulista? I still don't know. It's undisclosed. Do you?
10 million.
I think it's 10 million.
I thought it was about. I thought it was 15.
Because I was intrigued. How much would you have taken for him? Because he is just
10 million.
Awful, isn't he?
I've taken 10. Awful.
8 million Hull.
12 million Hull. Thank you very much.
No, it's got that.
In fucking not in this market.
12 million.
35 million Hull. That's what the new Man United signing thing is. Spurs signing players.
Sunderland, the rest.
Yeah,
Sunderland,
take the rest of them.
Take it. Out of it.
What's he got here? Who's your boy Chich? What's he saying there, Skin? Lean in and put your hands in face.
It's gonna
What's
be
that?
goats. It's going to be goats.
It is goats.
It's going to be goat emojis. Sean Goater.
Oh, is that what he's banging on about?
That's Sean Goater. Can't get enough.
I'm the white Sean Goater. Yeah, except I am because I was a prolific centre forward, and also I love being fed. So yeah.
Makes sense now.
Chich. That's it. That's all was answered.
Move
on.
Next. Moving on.
So Marchisio will be competing with Fabregas, which
they've been taught that they need.
Well, they do need. Despite having 63 professionals on their books at the moment, they still have a thin squad, and that's not me being tongue in cheek. They have got a thin squad because most of that are youngsters which are out on loan or players that aren't at first team quality just yet. So Marchisio, it makes sense. It makes sense to me that they would try and get him. I think he's a quality footballer, but as I say, it will be really interesting for me to see how he deals without so much space. in midfield, and that's not me saying he won't. I mean, I genuinely would be interested to see how he handles it, because he has, for me, looked his best in an international jersey for fairly obvious reasons. When there is more time and units are less tight, then we'll see.
Moving on.
Wouldn't get rid of Hazard for anyone, and Fabregas is brilliant and knows the Prem. Didn't catch you swapping for that. No one is what I said. If you're asking about me, I wouldn't swap. Fabregas for anybody.
You're talking about
I absolutely love him,
Marchisio.
but we're discussing potentially Marchisio coming in. And Skinner suggesting that maybe that would free up Hazard to go, and I suggested there's no way that's not like for like. If you ask me, that it would be
Like for like.
no. But in terms of that, wouldn't be the natural progression of things.
But they do need to add to the squad. Jack Wilshere. Wheelchair.
Are we moving on?
He's moved this on. He's moved this on over.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen last week.
This didn't happen.
When you were Hale Valley or whatever it was, leaving your flask at Hale Valley. Moving on.
When you were
Double, you did a double jump. When you were lamping.
Fucking A8.
He's doing triple jump. Yeah, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Jump on him.
It's not that he's seen the time and he's desperate for this to
We haven't
finish.
even smashed about Hummels yet, or
It's
Aluko.
alright.
We've done Matt Hummels.
We've done Matt Hummels. We said he was
Okay.
giving money away.
So
There's nothing
okay,
else to
so
say.
we're jumping.
Fuck, you know, he's missed one of the biggest stories of the week.
All right.
Oh, it's didn't happen when you were at your bloody
hold-
Serenity Now yoga retreat.
Serenity now.
Is that what it was?
It wasn't it?
We guessed that what? Yeah, your fantasy football name is Serenity Now.
Yeah, it's off a Seinfeld episode.
We thought it
When George Costanza's dad
That we
screams
thought that was
Serenity
where-
now when he needs to calm down, but he screams it aggressively when he is angry. So that's what Serenity now is.
we thought it was what you'd be
Screaming
doing.
in the
Um,
jubbly in.
Right then, should we try and should we
Try and put this
Should we
train
go
back
back?
on the rails.
Or contain my
should we
Jack
go back? We'll
Wilshere.
just Jack Wilshere will come up. He always does. That train's never late.
Aluko.
Oh fucking! He's doing it again.
Now he's keen. So Marchisio's not going to happen.
I don't think it will. It was Gazzetta del Sporto.
Well,
well,
they're-
so I mean,
They are pretty good. The pink paper.
see, I thought they were the transfer mundial sort of fucking the Daily Star version of football rumours.
I think they're probably better informed than that. I mean, they've clearly got a bias, but
Such a diss.
This track coming soon. Yeah, no, I just based on the fact that I don't really know any more about them than what I see on the. Oh, I can't.
is that the bottom there? It looks. Is there more underneath that comment? Because it doesn't scroll up. Can you make
Yeah,
that?
no,
up and
that's-
create
that's-
That's it, yeah.
Shall I give him my phone? Oh,
No, he's there. He's there. That's all right.
Isn't plugged in.
Let's give him a little like there. That's nice. Chich, should we give Chich a go like?
Yeah, give it a like. Give it a like. Right then, Aluko. One of the biggest stories of the week. Well,
This story was
Annoyingly,
incredibly
I
hot.
really
It wasn't a lukewarm.
oh god. I need to have, because I've got direct quotes on my phone. So annoyingly now, if we had done Wiltshire now, it would have suited me because I can't use.
Now he's chatting. Now he's piping up, isn't he, Skin?
And me.
Now he's piping up. What are we doing there? Keep. He's doing actual work here. This is incredible.
Typing away.
This is it. He's slaving away here. He's working his little
Look
socks
how
off.
close he is to the screen.
Yeah, he's bloody handsome. though. He is bloody handsome.
That's
I
what
like
that
it.
is he wasn't here last week, so now he must be front and centre.
He's bloody handsome.
Front of house, isn't it?
Front and west. What's he done?
He's typing. He's keep those questions and comments coming in.
Oh, that is
That is gold. That's all that is.
fucking quality content. Man.
Bloody content gold.
That's that. Go on then. Do crane your neck in then and go and allow Skinner to do his Jack Wilshere stuff.
Yeah, go on.
Are we starting the
Oh, you
Wilshere?
know what I've forgotten to do, like I do every week. I haven't put the Audacity on for the podcast stuff.
Ah.
So this one's also not going to be a podcast. So
we'll do
done,
it
us.
next week. Don't worry. We'll do it next week. We'll remember next week. I'll write it at the top.
We'll write it on
I'll
that.
do it at the
on
top
that.
of the running order.
We'll write it under like stop stream.
What I'll do then, I'll forget that until I get to the bottom, and then I'll do stop stream,
No, we'll write it
and
at the
then
top.
turn it on.
Right on the wall.
Hang on.
Just write it on the wall.
Right.
That's all right.
Yeah. Right. Go on then, Wiltshire.
Jack. Is he back?
I thought you were going to say don't want to talk about that.
I'm over it. Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself, sky high.
Will Jack appear for Arsenal this season?
Yeah, of course he will.
In a bigger capacity.
Mainly because there'll be significant injuries in the midfield, probably. There's the man!
Look who scored.
Look who scored. On the outside of his left peg, if it's Marchisio, because that is generally the only way he scores. Yep. that is actually how he scores as well. Yeah,
That's a finish.
First time as well.
Inside of the boot.
Who plays number 8? Mr. Gormley, Mr. G, for Chelsea. Does anybody have the number 8 shirts? What does Eden Hazard have?
11, isn't it?
Yeah. Somebody has number 8.
Willian is 22, isn't he, I believe?
He's older than that.
We went there.
You never know. Carlo was 22.
He still is.
Give it.
Right. I mean, my
And you're
centre
cheating.
backs.
You're playing Bonucci. He's not even at the club anymore.
Wait for
Leave it there.
Where's he? Right, let's have a look at some numbers, shall we?
Well, we need the guns to put in. There we go. Was Frank Lampard? Nobody gives a fuck, mate. Was Frank Lampard? Like, it was David Rocastle. Like, fuck.
Hazard's 10, of course he is.
Matt's 9.
22.
He's given us everyone except fucking number 8. I swear to God, your friends. They're testing my fucking patience. Can you ban people? You can on Twitch.
Where's this Chat Wiltshire?
Chat Wiltshire.
You were the one who wanted to do it.
I really did, yeah.
He's got a lot going on.
Did you see his? Well, Chat Wiltshire.
Everyone says about a brawl and he got sent off. Right, he played fucking well for that game, and there's nothing
Right,
like it.
there'll be a load of people that don't know anything about it. So should we start from the top?
Okay, so Jack Wiltshire played for Arsenal under 23s, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
They played Man City, wasn't it?
They did. Yeah. It was 4-3. It was a really interesting game. Arsenal went 1-0 down and then went 3-1 up, looking really quite comfortable. They had a number of senior players playing that were either in the shop window or are looking to get back to fitness.
Did Gibbs play?
And then they had
Cochran?
Cochran didn't play either. No. They had a number of players either that featured heavily in pre-season. And Jack Wilshere played in the middle.
Bossing it in.
No one's got 8 this season at Chelsea.
He was playing well. It's saved for Marchisio.
Thanks,
there we go. Confirmed. Thanks, Darren. Eventually.
So just like that.
He's going to like that, are you?
Yeah. I like that too.
You're going to like William? This is incredible.
Hang on, when you get to number 8, love it. Don't like it, change it.
I'm not liking the Frank Lampard.
Make that an angry emoji, please.
So, Jack Wilshere bossed it, and there was a number of fairly
positive.
Yeah, I thought he was really good. He did some. There was a lovely through ball for Nketiah's second goal. It really was a beautiful slide rule
Did
pass.
anyone say how great Jack Wilshere actually played?
No, of course not. But then, to be fair, you're never going to, because if you play poorly in an under-23 game like that, then it's a sign that there's no way that you're good enough to be playing in the Premier League, and certainly not for Arsenal. And if you boss an under-23s game, well, you should be playing well in an under-23 game.
He's
so
off.
There's nothing.
Chiellini's off.
Apart from if you Stoke the pot and get sent off, and then start a fucking media shitstorm.
And so he had 3 nasty tackles. One was particularly nasty, and that wasn't the one that kind of set up all the fuss. And what happened was he got absolutely clattered.
Beasted, like that was a shoulder barge elbow, is what I saw. And if you're not going to react, you would react to it. He reacted stupidly and pushing, but to say that he got sent off and it was all his own doing and he went nuts and started a brawl was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, it went on in the tunnel afterwards.
Because he said, stupidly, I'll see you later. He's mouthing off, going off the pitch, won't he?
But he will, won't he? That's Jack at his best, that is. We're having YouTube issues at the moment.
I was just about to say that.
I'm ensconced. There's very little I can do here.
Do you want to pause it and have a look?
No, it's alright.
Sure.
Yeah, because I can't resolve it now anyway.
So is it just...
Well, it'll be that. It'll sort itself.
Was it glitching?
No, it's the thingy. There's a bandwidth issue with Virgin at the moment, which is frustrating because I pay inordinate sums of money for an inordinate.
I'm having the same issue there.
For an inordinate of what's that? Bandwidth issues.
Yeah.
And I pay an inordinate sum of money for ultra high end stuff. It should come back in a minute because it's still sketching out.
The one time I actually wanted to watch TV the other day and it just bottomed out.
You want to watch television?
I tried to stick
television. How old school are you?
I tried to stick it on.
Put the VHS on, was it?
I wanted to watch a day or something.
There you go. We were back.
You keep watching that, yeah, pointing at it.
Alright, so that's chat world shit.
The Guardian article for it, sorry, because like I said earlier, off stream, when I come over, I always say, first thing I look for is Harry Redknapp, second thing I look for is Jack Wilshere. What's Jack up to this week? And the first article I saw was Jack Wilshere. It was along the lines of Jack Wilshere continues come back to first team, but starts mass brawl.
He didn't start a mass brawl.
But it's Jack Wilshere playing for the under-23s, so if anything, even if he got sent off for 2 yellows, and it was not really that bad of a tackle, it's gonna be the headline.
Pace! Get inside him!
Yeah.
Crawl inside him! Like Skinner and James Smalley going there.
Oh, it's horrific.
Well, she started it. What we got here? Skin, you've asked for comments. You've got one. Keep us.
Oh, okay.
He needs to be good to take 8.
Oh, right. Okay. We caught a live one.
Is that we got a wriggler, have we?
Got a wriggler.
Yeah.
Never to reach their potential. Walcott. Is that you see? Kid A or something.
Like Titus
Wilshere, Tottenham, Scott Parker.
Kid A. It's a Radiohead reference. It's fine.
Kid. Scott Parker, loves him at Chelsea. Ian Mike Career. Who else? Moses before Conte came in.
So what's the you're mumbling there?
Never to reach their potential. Walcott, obviously. We can chat about Walcott, Chow.
Not yet. Like Titus Brambles.
Never to reach.
Titus Brambles, your little wildcard pick.
On the Walcosium complex. Where's Titus Bramble?
People to not reach their potential.
If you're not watching this on, that's okay. We'll get a Skinner there. That's the game. What players to have never reached their potential?
Walcott.
Anyone that's ever played for
Arsenal. Tottenham, I think he's saying anyone who plays for Tottenham. Scott Parker.
How far back are we going? Because I would say Jose Antonio Reyes. For me,
good one.
When he signed,
he had a fruitful career.
£13 million we signed him for, which is big for Arsenal at the time. You're going to go to Skinner, and we're going to play the one below Fluminense, Vasco. You can go Aachen. Jose Antonio Reyes came in, and there were genuinely flashes of brilliance. Language and settling in was meant to be a real big thing, similarly to Jesus Navas. Now, the really interesting thing about that is that language was a problem for his whole career. So, Luis Aragonés also didn't rate him to play for Spain, and he said a number of times during his career that it was also linked to "there's none in there for you." Luke's poured himself a massive second cup, and you've got about 4 mil in there. You fucking have. I heard the way that was poured. You were pouring out for days.
Look at that.
It's considerably more than I've got. As if we're arguing over these. Yeah, lovely. So yeah, Aragonés had an issue with his language as well, which you'd think, well, hang on, he's from Spain. He's not. He's Andalusian. So he never really made it, which is sad because there was a hell of a player in there. Who have you got? Rubinho?
Rubinho, but Darren Gormley has said Bramble's potential was as real as George Weah's cousin's potential.
What, Ali Dyer?
Yeah.
But in fact, again,
Who do you know who signed Ali Dyer to complete the circle?
Yeah, no,
Soon.
I do. It was.
Sooner.
Yeah, it was.
Sooner or later.
It was Sui Souness.
That's sooner or later is how I feel about Titus Bramble. I think I think we're writing him off a bit too early. All I'm saying is he's still a semi-professional footballer.
How old's Titus now?
He's younger than Obafemi Martin.
To be fair, your mum's younger than Obafemi Martin. This is getting out of hand. We'll stop that immediately. Getting Cancelo. Right, so while you're sorting that out, I'm going to pop to the little boys' room a minute. Actually, I'm going to put Mina in. Instead of Munir. Oh, that's a dilemma and a half. No, we're going to put in. No, we're going to put in Mina. Right, while you do that, I'm going to pop to the little worms' room.
Oh, sorry.
Carry on between yourselves, boys.
We'll carry on.
Just carry on.
Who are you going? Who are you putting
Argentina.
in?
I'm gonna. I don't know. Sort of chasing.
Is there no room for Higuain?
No, he's a chubby funster. I got Aguero up front. There's no space there. I go Aguero every day. Did
you see the comment? Oh, I should really mention this one. Where was it? But did you see the comment this week about Higuain saying that I can't remember who it was now, but said it, and he would know, I reckon, saying that they would prefer Higuain, who's a kilo or two overweight at the start of every season, than someone who comes in with imperfect shape, because even though Higuain will be slightly overweight, he'll still finish the season on 30 goals.
Well, he's an absolute finisher, is what he is.
He's Argentinian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Is he? No, it's Aguero. I was about to say, is he Diego's son-in-law? He's not, is he?
No.
He's a great player, though.
Yes.
He's superb.
If he beats me,
well, he shouldn't really.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Based on that, yeah. But then this week, right? No, hang on a minute. That's a rookie error. Should have taken all his subs out. Everybody's goalie up front.
Go on, finish that. Yeah.
In.
Oh, it's in the run then.
We didn't sabotage anything. I did try. We were just talking about the comment this week that I can't remember who it was that made it, but they said that they would prefer an overweight Higuain for this first month of the season to someone who's going to come in perfect condition, because they know that Higuain will get them 30 goals per season. It was someone to do with Juve. I can't remember who it was. I'll have to look it up.
That person's an idiot.
But they said
Higuain's only. We have to look it up. But Higuain's not scored more than 30 goals in many seasons in his career. This is another one of those things where people say you get 30 goals a season. It's like, have a look.
Is it the same as Javier Hernandez, who will get you guaranteed 20 goals per season? Well, we said I was going to bring this up actually, because the Conservative 8, he's already got a quarter of that.
Okay.
It could be.
You'd have to be wrong.
I know, but it was. We said 8.
And he just played for West
Ham. He just played for West Ham, not probably.
He might not score for another 6 weeks then.
Well, it's because, in fairness, having a striker like that, that's like why West Ham won all those World Cups.
He's done some fucking job, hasn't he?
He's loving it.
Yeah,
this
many
is you
times
as well.
also.
I'm just looking after this.
What do you mean?
This is your game.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm sat
I was
here
waiting
happy
for
as
you to
Larry. You're babysitting my controller, are you?
I am.
Have you made multiple changes?
No, we were going to. I was going to put the keeper up front, but we didn't. I say we.
Say we. Together.
Anyone switching predictions? Right, Darren's involved. Anyone switching predictions from City to United for the title?
Chelsea.
Our predictions. We said it on our first Ramble. My prediction was City to win the title this season.
Apparently, I said Tottenham.
You did.
You did it.
Fuck is
You
that
did
about?
as well. You said Spurs would win the title. And having that.
Well, you made me angry now, so fuck you both.
You made yourself angry.
Yeah.
You said Spurs. I said City.
Why did I say
The week
Spurs?
after, you were like,
Literally, next week you were like, well, Tottenham aren't going to finish in the top 5.
No, they're not.
Hang on a minute.
Why did I say they were going to win the league?
I don't know. And
It's
Skinner
almost
said
like
Chelsea.
I'm an idiot.
Skinner said Chelsea.
Who's...
No one. I don't know. I think it's not even going to acknowledge it.
I am.
Darren.
I live in Penarth. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
We're going to leave that there. Not going to comment on it.
Has commented. Yeah. I mean, if you're in it, you know the comment. But they're fucking everywhere. I'm still Darren's saying he's saying City for the title with United and Chelsea. So in that order.
I am going to respond. They are on the majority of boards of all of the largest companies. They are running the Houses of Parliament. They are running every government department that you could possibly imagine. They are presently running the prison system, the health service, and anything else you name you could possibly imagine. They're presently working in abroad in places like Africa and the Middle East, stealing resources from third world countries for the gain of ourselves. They are starting wars in the same countries as well. So that's where most of the white British people are.
If you're watching on YouTube, you don't know what. I mean, the fucking stream again.
The stream's fucked again, but that's all right.
The stream's going down. But
as long as it's good for the outro, I don't care.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll have missed what we were addressing there. So go over to the Facebook page, which is Calhoun Review on Facebook. Give us a like, and you'll see why. Just have to address a fucking moron. Oh, that was beautiful.
He thought that was in.
Right, leading on there. Let's do it. Aluko.
Oh, Jason's going to be livid talking about
He's going to be
Aluko.
fuming. Jason, if I were you, make that pop along.
She's a girl, and she's of different genetic heritage.
I'd pop along now, Jason, to be fair, mate. I don't know who you are. I don't know what problem, mate. Right. Aluko, yeah, it's brought back out. It's come out again because I believe this was the beginning of last year, wasn't it, that she made these claims. First quarter that she, Mark Sampson, coach of England ladies, was made some racist remarks.
Right, what's the full story though? That's not the full story, is it?
Well, it is bullying and so on.
No. So the full story is that because she's a revered footballer, the Football Association undertook an anonymous review of just the game in full stop. They were completely anonymised, and Aluko brought up a couple of things where she talked about the culture in the English football team and the like. Then what happened was the very next England squad, which was only 2 weeks after that, and it was meant to be anonymised, and she was promised that it would be anonymised as a thing for everybody. 2 weeks later, having got 104 or 102 caps, she was dropped inexplicably, and Mark Sampson at the time claimed that it was completely unlinked and that it was just a coincidence, as you would, and also claimed that I can't remember who it was. It was an Arsenal midfielder actually, and I can't remember her name. Was just a better fit. All of a sudden was a better fit. All of a sudden, and so Aluko took took umbrage at that, etc., and then revealed some other bits and pieces. So she took the thing to the FA, and Mark Sampson made a comment. There's a conversation where Mark Sampson said to Aluko, you know, have you got any family coming? This was the game was going to be played at Liverpool, I think it was, and she said, yeah, actually I got some family coming over from Nigeria and to come and watch. And Mark Sampson's comments were,
they were allegedly make sure they don't come over with the Ebola virus.
Yeah. Now, Mark Sampson, and this is important, and this is wank BBC style journalism. Mark Sampson refutes that entirely, and so we can Annie Aluko suggests that is exactly what what was heard. It was said in the earshot of another player. So that's that. So
she. Sorry,
you go.
I was just going to say she did an interview this week because
So before we get to that, so what happened then? The important thing was that so there was nothing to be found. So the FA did an investigation, yeah. And there was nothing to be found.
Well, this leads on actually. No, she's basically. It depends on which side you look at it, because the FA and that side of it are basically saying, well, she didn't get involved in the investigation. They've said that she wasn't.
No, but prior to this, what happened? The important thing here is that Aluko was paid by the Football Association.
She was paid, yeah.
£80,000.
Yeah, she was.
Right, so she was. So Mark Sampson didn't say these things and refutes them. Yeah, Aluko must have then made that up, or had been oversensitive. She wasn't bullied unnecessarily, but she was paid
80 grand. Yeah,
80 grand. And now the FA say that this wasn't hush money. And
what was the payment? What did they say it was for?
I honestly don't know what. Because they didn't wish to cause any further disruptions to the Euros.
Yes,
that's what they said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is blarney.
No, it was just keep quiet.
It was keep quiet money, yeah. And the thing to add here is that
it probably was because of the Euros, but they didn't want to disrupt them from their perspective. They didn't fuck about it.
The thing to add here is that Aluko not only is an absolute respected footballer, 100 odd caps. Do you know what she does for a job? She's a lawyer.
Superb.
She passed the bar.
Amazing.
So in fact, I don't know whether she is a lawyer. I think she's a professional footballer full time. But yeah, she passed the bar. So she's a lawyer.
That's amazing. Yeah, the investigation side that she said, because they're saying that she didn't fully partake in the investigation. They're saying she didn't play an active role. They're also saying that key witnesses from her on her side refused to partake or something.
Yeah. And now I wonder why that would be.
Yeah. Now she's saying that the reason the investigation was flawed, and they were her words, flawed, were that the witnesses were not actually weren't spoken to because they weren't fucking asked to be spoken to. That's what she's alleging. And she's saying that the key evidence that was presented wasn't looked at fully or at all. And weirdly, since she made the allegations, she hasn't played for England since.
Yeah.
She hasn't played for England since. She has her last game was April 2016.
Yeah.
And she didn't play in Euros. She didn't play any of that. She hasn't played for England since. And despite being the top scorer in the Women's Super League last season.
Yeah. You know what that is, though, don't you? It's because she was fresh from not playing those England games.
She was.
So, if anything, she needs to thank Mark Sampson and give him the 80 grand back.
She deserves that money.
So there's another answer for you, Jason, where all the white British men they're being racist to black female footballers.
Female footballers.
Yeah, that's what that's what they're all doing.
They are.
Oh, as if I'm not getting a foul back there.
As well, I thought...
classic scene of the Busquets foul there.
Aluko was Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you watch it? I thought she was extreme. She came across extremely well.
She is. She's a
it was
unfeasibly bright, talented woman.
It was very, very impressive. And once again, it just shows how it's an old boys club, isn't it, the FA? Do you know what I mean? Everything that they say, it's
I don't know. We'll ask the review
same.
panel, shall we?
It's still
We'll ask the Diagon review panel.
Aluko ain't on it. She's not on it. Going back briefly to Clough, when Clough was interviewed for the England job, and he said that he didn't get it because he came in and he made a joke about Christ, one of you was going to die soon because of how old they were on this panel and things like that. And it's sad that was prior to him going to Forest. Oh no, I think he was actually at Forest at the time, or he might have been at Derby, but it wasn't. I think it was pre-European.
Because all of the guys' feet are on that,
and it was just like, well, nothing has changed. Yeah, it's like you said, Danny Murphy is going to be in charge. Yeah. They're going to bring in fucking Sol Campbell, Lee Dixon.
They're writing.
They're already there.
Righty won't be there. There's nothing they won't have Righty there.
No, but one of his kids will be there.
Keown will be there.
We'll have Bradley Wright Phillips. Keeping him very quiet.
He's not another sniff, is he?
He hasn't.
Right, can I tell you my Everton thing? There's no link there. Well,
we're not going to censor you like you censored Skinner.
Aluko was playing. Aluko, there you go. That's good. Was playing. Yeah, the match was coming up against Liverpool, which leads us on to Everton. It's just something I read and I thought.
Across Stanley Park.
Yeah, right. In Liverpool, there is a shopping centre called the Liverpool One. I don't know if anyone was aware. It's called the Liverpool One. Okay. Everton.
Look at the ball boy.
Everton opened a club shop.
What could possibly go wrong?
In the Liverpool One.
What could possibly go wrong?
So, do you know what they called it?
Go on.
Everton 2. So the address
is
Everton 2,
Liverpool 1.
Liverpool 1. Because it's just called Liverpool One. It's not like Liverpool One Shopping Centre or whatever. It's so when the address of their store is Everton 2, Liverpool One.
I like it. That's good.
I thought that was lovely.
Yeah, there we go.
Another little bit of Everton is Wayne Rooney's done a bit of football retiring from international footballing.
Yeah.
Today.
Yes. Now, has that got anything to do with the fact that he probably wasn't getting picked for the next squad?
Why?
Is that how that works?
For a while. I mean, he's doing well, but let's be honest. He knows what he needs to be doing. He's at that point now. Nothing else to put. He went to United. He got our goal record, and probably broke it a lot sooner because Charlton's record may not necessarily be the amount of goals that were said.
4 more goals than Lucas Podolski in 11 fewer games is a stat that people are putting around today as if that meant anything, because what I would like to do is put a minute for minute comparison up, because Lucas Podolski scored an inordinate number of goals in the last 30 appearances for Germany when he was playing about 4.5 minutes a game.
There's also surely this opposition as well. Wouldn't Rooney's goals have come against lesser opposition because, technically that's because Germany get further in international tournaments?
Yeah, quite possibly.
So
then I suppose Podolski doesn't score.
Yeah,
Podolski doesn't actually score that many in tournament football, though, I don't think. That's where Gomez and Klose are scoring their goals there, aren't they?
People are too harsh on Rooney.
Yeah, you like Rooney, do you?
I don't say I like Rooney. I just don't think it quantifies the stick he's given.
I've got different reasons for giving him a stick, but you cannot argue with the amount of goals that he scored. You can't argue that.
You can't. That's a fact. That's why you can't argue with that.
He's obviously a fantastic footballer. I think he suffered from being a fantastic footballer at a very young age, because I think he peaked. He did the exact opposite of Titus Bramble. He
peaked too soon.
He peaked very early, and Bramble is yet to peak, and it's going to happen. But Do you know what I mean?
He's like a soft meringue, isn't he? Tight as Ramble. He's never going to peak.
With Wayne Rooney, you're never going to see him do a Ryan Giggs, and I don't mean that side of the Ryan Giggs.
They've got similarities in their personal life.
Similarities, allegedly. But what I mean by that is he's not going to be playing at 40 years old and doing yoga. Do you know what I mean? Like Rooney will be doing a Ricky Hatton and will be severely overweight at 38 playing for
Marchisio and
Arry still, I was going to say. But yeah, do you know that? Or if he's playing at all, he may just retire at 35. He may just retire early, but he's not going to do a Maldini or Buffon because I mean he hasn't got the medical stuff to be fair. But
he really
hasn't got that orange liquid apart from Fanta.
Is that?
That's that.
Is it you two now? I think have I not played like loads?
Oh, I haven't played. Yeah, I'm playing.
I think I'm alright for now. Yeah, Wayne Rooney. Nah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
the boy did. The boy. Yeah, he's
had that
really
brilliant.
Doesn't mean I like him. He did a funny tweet though. He did a funny tweet. Did you see the funny tweet? So you know he scored the goal in front of the Man City fans.
Man City fans. Yeah.
So Wayne Rooney done a tweet where he put out a tweet. I'm going to keep saying it. Saying,
did a funny tweet.
Nice to see some familiar faces. I like that.
Yeah.
That is a man who was clearly never going to play for England again, and he knew it. So you put it out there, didn't you?
Well, the picture that they put up of the two.
What are you talking? I'm going to eat some pizza.
Yeah, the two Man City fans. When
this is the ghost of Wayne Rooney's future, by the way, sitting in between two handsome young men eating pizza.
Rooney scored for United against City, and there was, as he was celebrating, there was a picture of two City fans. Well, it must be father and son, I'm imagining, from looking at it.
It was.
And they were fucking telling them to fuck off or something. You know,
as you do.
As you do. And fast forward, and he's just scored against Liverpool, against Man City again. This time while playing for Everton. And those same two fans are in the background, still telling him to fuck off.
Hey, that kid's grown up, eh?
Yes,
he's a lump of a lad now.
It's age for him.
Still looks like he was born in Norwich though, with those fucking ears. And that's coming from me. He's got a pair on him. He looks like he's a big ear boy from the farm, Alexander. He's got chickens in sheds. Going, why am I so massive? I reckon he was from Thetford.
Thetford Forest.
Yeah. We are having an absolute nightmare over on YouTube for all you smug people on Facebook that refuse to go over.
Yeah, as you saw that.
Smug.
I'm having an absolute nightmare over there. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I've done a load of good work on blocking out the fan. The fan noise shouldn't be there this week, everyone.
No,
that took me fucking ages. What else took me ages this week? Got the intro and the outro going.
Intro and the outro is good.
The music's banging. We're gonna post the. Is it anywhere to post? Do either of you have you got it on SoundCloud or something like that?
No, I've got it somewhere. I'm sure I can work it out.
We need to tweet that this week. Put it on SoundCloud and tweet it out. You're playing, by the way.
Sorry, I'll send you a link. Do you want that just in case?
No, not interested.
Pizza, mate. Pizza.
I've got poorly constructed. There was a new guy on the pizza counter today, and I tell you what, he made an absolute fucking bodge of it.
Did you tell him?
All the stuff in the middle, I couldn't be bothered. I know, that's how bad it was. I didn't know where to begin. He was a nice enough chap. Don't get me wrong.
Just didn't know how to
Pleasant
pizza.
He put so much in the middle, and he didn't barbecue sauce it to the edges, so there is an incredibly long crust on it, and that's not for me.
No, that's not for anyone.
That's the impress you guys.
This is a classic stone bake. A 14-inch, that's what you need. Fits in the pizza. Fits in the oven beautifully. So I've had to put extra sriracha on it to get closer towards the edge.
As you do.
Yeah, so that was Pizza Corner. So we've done that segment now.
It's got to be it.
You want to talk about, well, Schteve now, don't you?
Schteve McLaren.
Why are we talking about Schteve McLaren?
Because he's back in football.
He never went away.
He's
busy. Is he doing Icelandic punditry?
No, he's not.
Oh,
Annoyingly,
is he not?
What he was linked to is
Just
better than
controlling
what's
the
actually
game.
happened.
Just getting a step in.
Go on then. Oh, they haven't had a look in here, have they? I might watch that in a minute.
He is Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's their coaching consultant. He was employed this week.
Right, so hang on. If he's coaching consultant,
Yeah,
presumably
coaching consultant.
there's a new manager who's got no
probably-
experience in it. Somebody who's
probably
never done
a
anything.
real rookie.
A real rookie, yeah.
Jordi Cruyff is the manager. Jordi Cruyff.
He's probably going to get tips from Steve, isn't he?
He needs him. He's had no guidance up till now in his life.
Well, who could he have had guidance
No,
from
I
prior
mean-
to this?
Because he wouldn't have.
No, he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have worked under two of football's greatest minds.
What, Brian Kidd and that weird fat guy who's at Hull now?
Yeah, Mike Phelan.
Mike Phelan, that's
Instead
it.
of Hull anymore.
Has he not?
No, they got rid of him for the. Oh. But no, he's brought. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought then.
You let me put you off then?
You did.
You're meant to be better than this.
Right off. But yeah, no, he's now coaching consultant. But where he was actually being linked to and was bookies' favourite to go to would have been better than where he's ended up.
Transfer consultant for Birmingham City.
No, do you know what? You've made a better one than what actually happened. No, Schteve McLaren was the bookies' favourite to be the next Hearts manager.
Oh, was he really? Half
Yeah.
Midlothian? Because they got rid of what's his chops, didn't they? Pardon? Was Billy Wright or was Billy
Elliot.
Davis? Is it Billy Davis?
Was it Billy Davis? Was he Forest manager?
Yeah, he was Forest
Oh,
manager at one point. He's been everyone's manager.
Yes.
Which we spend weeks talking about football.
Yeah.
We should probably know more about football, shouldn't we?
We know quite a bit. I think
I just
we've
don't know
referenced Ian Hart. We've referenced Gary Kelly. We went through the entire.
Matthew Kilgallen. That's who I was trying to remember. That's my guess which band right there. Matthew Kilgallen.
You guys just shout at Matthew Kilgallen.
That's who I was trying to bring up earlier.
Matthew Kilgallen.
I've got early 2000 footballers Tourette's, where my tick is just shouting out poor defenders.
He can't play, this is unfair. He's gone there, shouting out Matthew Kilgallen.
Matthew Kilgallen, that's who I was trying to think of.
Oh, fair enough. You've ticked me.
There we go, that's who I was trying to think of.
That was up with last week's Santa Maria.
Santa Maria. I do that all the time.
But yeah, no, he was linked with Hart. Now, the reason I think that would be better is because I don't know what Steve's Scottish accent would have been.
Yeah, oh, that would be wonderful.
Exactly.
Well, no, he'd be more like Sean Connery's Schteve McLaren, wouldn't he? So he'd keep the name.
Oh.
I've got a joke for you.
Yeah.
What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon?
Don't know.
10ish.
Oh.
Quite like it. That's quite good. I've got a fact of the week as well.
Fact of the week.
Big
fact corner.
Fact hunt.
Yeah.
Fact corner.
Fact hunt.
A button mushroom and a portobello mushroom
I'm listening.
are the same type of mushroom. They're just
Anyway.
at different areas of different age of maturities. There's also a third. I think it's the Sorello mushroom. But most people don't know that, so I didn't bring it up. So yeah, the button mushroom and the portobello mushroom are exactly the same mushrooms, just picks. It's the difference between a new potato and a regular potato.
We're back to nature.
So you're welcome.
We have a nature section every week.
Yeah, Wormy's Woodland Corner. That's what we're going to call it there. Or the Wormery. The Wormery.
That's going to be the best graphic. When we start introducing sections
and
graphics.
We're going to go to the Wormery.
Wormy's Woodland Corner.
Yeah.
Can you be Wormy's toadstool?
Woodland. Well, I
just
don't know.
get the animals of Father Wood.
Yeah.
The cover. and just replace all their
What, with my face?
Yeah, just you instead of Fox.
Terrifying.
Last week, did you discuss the Gylfi 45 million?
Oh yeah,
I think we probably did around an hour and 3/4 on that, didn't we?
Well, we did. It's not the Gylfi 45.
I had a tweet that banged. I had a tweet that fucking banged,
He
mate.
went viral.
Wow.
I went viral.
I've retweeted
That's the first time I've been viral since I was passing status round since I reached sixth form.
But no, it wasn't even. It wasn't 35 million. You need to use the official FIFA Ramble transfer value, sure.
Oh yeah, so all transfers are now marked against Blaise Matuidi's. So it's 2.42 Blaise Matuidi's.
Yeah, it's 2.42 Blaise Matuidi's.
That's how much Gylfi Sigurdsson cost.
Kyle Walker was 2.74 Blaise Matuidi's.
Okay.
Neymar was 11.
You could have an entire team of Blaise Matuidi's for the same value.
Neymar was 11 Blaise Matuidi's.
I'd take that.
Yeah, well that's the point, isn't it? I mean, you're going to win more leagues.
It's like he said.
Can we make that happen?
You can. Blaise Matuidi could actually play about 8 or 9 of those positions.
You do a fucking good job as well. So all transfers throughout history now are marked against that.
Every time a transfer happens, it's how much do you go for? 30. I don't give a shit about that. How many Blaise Matuidi's?
Was it?
Oh, it's 2.61. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Are we doing it categorised as BMs?
Yeah. That's going to be the SI unit. Yeah.
Right, because we're talking about Blaise Matuidi and the PSG Toulouse game. I'm assuming you watched it.
Yeah, it's one of the best games ever.
It was fucking brilliant, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was. I watched it and...
except French football shit.
I had it on my phone and I started watching it. I was watching through the app and I was fucking transfixed. It should be. The first half was some of the most entertaining football I have ever seen. Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the 95-96. No. Yeah, 95-96 season, the 2-4-3 Liverpool-Newcastle.
Yeah.
That sort of game, you know?
It was, for me, obviously with an Arsenal tilt, it was Arsenal-Tottenham 5-4.
Yes.
Except it didn't have Jermaine Defoe scoring the winner.
What I did like about it as well was the fact that if you look at the final score, you would then assume that, they just, killed it.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. Toulouse were in it.
Yeah, of course they
were.
For
a long
Toulouse
time.
Toulouse were a wonderful team. They got some excellent players playing for them.
It was an exceptional game of football. I absolutely.
But the boy's quite good at football, isn't he?
Jesus, is he good?
Is he 11 Blaise Matuidi's good?
Oh, he is. He's up there. Honestly, he was.
The point to prove, score to 7.
It was. But what got me though is he wasn't even, because I thought there was quite a lot of good performances.
Oh, that's a finish.
That is a good finish. There was quite a lot of good performances, but his was just so good.
Yeah.
That Pastore's goal was stunning.
Yeah.
And no one talked about it. It was fucking outrageous.
Yeah. That's just the way. That's the way it goes.
Max Gregel's finish was nice.
Hey, we're talking about Englishmen. We're talking about Englishmen abroad.
Max Gregel's finish was lovely.
We love Max Gregel.
No one was talking about it because Neymar just, did a Ballon d'Or.
He did a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Is that what he did?
He did one of those Ballon
d'Or. He did one of them.
There we go. Text message from Sledge. Just 2 words. This one, Champions League. This is because obviously Liverpool presumably have now made the Champions League for the first time since probably they won it at some point. Like Sledge keeps reminding me. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, it was such a good game of football. It was such a good game of football.
Outrageously good.
That was the Neymar from Santos.
Yes.
Absolutely taking the Michael. His corner for that goal. If you've not seen it, there is a wonderful view from behind Neymar as he slaps the corner in, and he's setting up to take a whipped corner, and he sees that there's a guy making a run, and so he just slaps it. It is a thing of beauty. That's terrible goalkeeping. You got Peter check and goal.
No, on a penalty. I had like I said, I watched it all.
Oh, it's not a good free kick. That's terrible. The man, he lost his man.
Just outside.
Yeah, it was so good. It was like it was honestly
some glimpses of some highlights.
enjoyable.
I haven't seen those. I haven't seen that game.
Oh, watch if you can watch extended highlights on 101
Can
football.
we link it?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can send. You'll find the link.
insane.
I say, I'll say yeah. I'm not doing any of the social media shit. So one of you can.
Yeah, we'll find it.
You're a media socialite, aren't you? You can do that. You do that as well.
Yeah, I can do that. But yeah, so also, did you watch it via via BT, or did you watch it via a different channel?
No, I had it on stream.
You didn't stream it via BT though. So did you hear the BT commentary?
No, obviously not.
Right.
I'll do anything to avoid that.
Right, I did. And I did have it on silent for most of it, to be honest, because I was sat in the living room with my wife who was watching something else. So I was like, well, I'll watch this on the phone.
What was Nicky watching?
I can't remember.
Was it Poldark?
It was not, no. She was watching something else.
Take Your Tops Off Volume 3?
It may very well have been.
Yeah.
She was watching something else, so I was like, well, I'm just watching this.
Diagnosis Murder?
No, because I had to watch that with her.
Murder, She Wrote.
No, she does love Murder, She Wrote.
David Suchet's Hercule Poirot?
No, it was none of these. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Was she watching Hollyoaks Omnibus?
No, that's all.
Was it Naked
Right,
Attraction?
so good.
Naked Attraction.
One of
Was it Prisoner Cell Block H?
it was not, and it was not the. What's the other one?
60-minute makeover.
No, I mean this is gonna be right. My point.
Homes
is
Under
that
the Hammer.
At one point, the
Lovejoy.
No, it wasn't that either.
Heartbeat with Nick Berry.
I don't even know what point anymore. This is what's happening.
You were watching it on a live stream.
No, I was watching on BT. He was watching on the live stream. And the
Nicky
BT
was watching
commentator. The BT commentator said
I wish I was watching Bergerac.
just before Cavani converted the penalty. So it was the lead up to the corner, which then resulted in the penalty.
Yep.
And the BT commentator, because they put Cavani one-on-one. He was one-on-one with the keeper, essentially, but he did have defenders bearing down on him.
I love that.
Yeah, that is the way.
In no other part of the world does anyone bear down on anybody. But go on.
He was defenders bearing right down on him, and offside.
He's confidently going out the street.
Offside, not even doing it. And Cavani, the goalkeeper saved it, went out for a corner. And the commentator, I don't know which commentator it was, but he was a fucking idiot. His quote was, "This is the one thing that PSG are lacking, is a centre forward."
Yeah.
Now, just to put it out there, because I'm assuming that there's going to be some people who may agree with the commentator.
Yeah, well, those people
because they
idiots.
don't rate Cavani for some reason.
I mean, what's he ever done?
Edinson Cavani last season scored 35 goals in 36 league games.
Yeah. But he played in a no-mark league that doesn't produce anyone except 2 Champions League quarter-finalists.
Yes, and a league which is way more competitive than La Liga. Way more, I reckon.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, okay, it's nowhere near. When people say, "Oh, but it's not competitive enough," but they do like La Liga. It's not any less.
No, it's
not any less.
league.
It's on par, at least. But they, he said that's the one thing they lack: centre forwards. And I genuinely was outside. I was like,
yeah, he scored 30 goals in a season in Italy as well.
Yeah,
he
scored goals in everywhere he's gone.
He is the Uruguayan Olivier Giroud.
Yes.
I don't know what people want
35 goals in 36 games, and he said, well, they need a centre forward. And the fair dues, the commentator did say, well, he did score a lot of goals, and he, not just last season, he made a point of challenging him. And he said, I know he scores a lot of goals, but he misses a lot too. So, right,
for fuck's sake.
So you're saying then, by that measure, even though he scored 35 goals in 36 appearances, because he missed a lot as well.
Yeah, he puts himself in the positions, but fuck him.
So that means now that Edinson Cavani, by that commentator's standards, cannot be a good enough centre forward for PSG unless he scores 70 goals.
Yeah.
Come back to me when you've got 70.
There are 2 players on the planet who could probably do that, terrifyingly.
Yeah. And one of them is now going to be playing the ball into Cavani. But what the best part about it is, as he was making this point, they won the penalty and Cavani fucking put it away.
Of course he did. But then it's
as
just
he
a penalty.
want to do.
Yeah, but it's just a penalty then.
It's just a penalty.
He suffers from the Olivier Giroud thing, in as much as it's similar and it's also different. So he suffers from the Olivier Giroud thing where he'll never be appreciated for what he is. What I don't understand, like I do with Olivier Giroud, is I don't know what people want him to be.
Yeah.
With Olivier Giroud, I get it. People want him to be able to run 100 metres in 10 seconds. I don't know what people want with Cavani because he is incredibly quick. Michael Cox did something a couple of years ago about how there isn't a better forward in world football that, in terms of movement in the 18-yard box. He's absolutely ridiculous.
Look at this goal.
Yeah, I've been watching. So for Napoli, he scored, and this is in Italy, yeah? He scored 78 goals in 104 appearances.
Jesus
yeah?
Christ.
And then he moved to PSG, and he scores 91 in 136 appearances, but he doesn't score enough goals.
Doesn't score enough goals?
No, at Uruguay level, he scored 38 in 92. He plays alongside Luis Suarez and others. So yeah, he scores enough goals, bro. Enough goals. Me and you.
I need to use the little boys' room just for one moment.
And then when you come back, we'll do some Arry chat.
We've got Harry chat.
We'll do some fancy football, and then we'll be done.
Talking about an update, we got a JD Smalley update. She's liking the religious pictures and symbols.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like what?
Just, yeah.
There's fucking Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen over there. Is she like? I don't think she understands.
She wanted the cleaning wardrobe.
Do you? Yeah, I'm gonna say, do you prefer that to the top of my wardrobe? Do you?
Do you prefer it? Yeah. Do you prefer it to the top of the wardrobe?
I got some more. Do you want to see some more? I got one there as well. I got one there. What click then? That was 2 hips, by the way. That's what that was. I got some more there as well.
Right.
The smallinator.
I'm going around the back.
Snorts laughing. Snorts laughing. Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen.
Right, I'll be 2 minutes.
You'll be, well, we're timing you. You've left at 1:46:21.
So we'll come back and we'll yeah, Arry.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do Braga Portal, or do you just want to do a random game?
Is it random?
Yeah. Right, so 5 clicks, no matter who it is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there we go. So, best kits.
Yeah, good.
Oh, good tune.
I'll do it now.
Yeah? I'm going to go this one because it is hideous.
Straight in.
Straight in.
No bones about it.
Oh, I think you've got a much better formation than I have.
What's your formation? Come on.
Oh, lovely stuff. Nice. That's right. This is going exceedingly well. Joga Benito. I haven't thought of that in a long while. That is very good. Hang on.
You put friends in.
Yeah. Make a run. Oh, he didn't make a run. Can he get there in time? Oh, I couldn't. You can get there though. No, you can't. Yeah, you can. Shoot!
For the first time. Another poo.
I lost 3,000 points for that for some reason. You beat me by 2,000 points and I lost 2,000 more than you in that. You're claiming that as a victory, yeah?
Massive victory. Huge.
Luke's sending out tweets to links to 404s, things that don't exist at the moment. She notices these things. Not really. What I don't know what she
notices.
What did she notice? She know. Oh, you like my religious iconography, do you? I can. At some point when we're running out of content, I'll talk you through it. I've got religious iconography from 3 continents there. Not religious in the slightest, FYI, but I'll do that. Let's get going. Let's crack on. I need to avenge my loss.
You beat me something.
Have I beaten you today?
Yeah.
Have I?
I beat you with Valencia with 2 thunderclams.
Oh yeah. I should really make more of the FIFA here because I don't really concentrate. It's not like it when it's on the record. Speaking of which, Frank Kadru versus was at Chesney. Anything that you want to cover from last week that you want to chip in on that we didn't get back to?
Oh, that was last year.
That was last week's. We're going to keep watching, aren't we?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We're going to tie the skin on our hands here, aren't we?
It's good, it's good. It's rolling. Don't score many games, students.
I'm not sure you score plenty. Oh, you got your foot in there. This is interesting because we've never actually commentated on our FIFA games.
Don't matter. I thought you scolded me. You cuckolded me. You know I'm going to go inside.
I know where you're going. We played too much against each other. That's the problem. That's half the problem. This thing falls apart without Rory Calhoun here, doesn't it? That's a nice ball. That is fucking shit.
Build.
Just took a nice deflection over there. Are you looking forward to FIFA 18?
Yeah.
The thing.
Player movement alone is going to be quite useful, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing I'm gonna do is we're probably going to be playing it on PC.
Wow.
Here, I think I'm buying it on PC. Maybe it's because I don't know if you get it on PlayStation 4, we could still choose to play it on here.
Okay.
But yeah, I have to ask Chief Calhoun. We're just talking about. Pardon?
Did I send the 404? Out of interest?
You did, yeah.
Did the second one 404, or was that alright?
I did what? No, it's a 404. I don't know.
Right, what are we talking about?
FIFA 18 at the moment. I think I'm going to get it on PC.
Are you really?
So,
why are you doing that?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because I've got a £4,000 PC that can play things in 4K. That's
going to be.
That's why.
Okay.
What?
Be different?
What? It's not going to be any different. You still play on controllers?
Do you? I don't know.
What do you think it was going to be? Mouse and keys?
Yeah, I was going to bang out my hamstrings.
Track and field.
Yeah, track and field. Yeah.
I was going to go to the Ice Queen's Palace.
Jesus Christ.
That'll be good. That'll be interesting.
So it will look ridiculous, and I mean that we can download patches and all of that malarkey.
That'd be good. I like that.
So there's that. I wouldn't mind playing a bit of PES at some point as well. There was part of me that wondered whether at some point we could play some other football games that I've got as well. Yeah. I've got a game from that's not released yet actually that I'm meant to be writing a review on called Behold the Kickmen, which takes a really interesting view of football that we need to play. Yeah, there's going to be the new Sensible Soccer that's coming out as well. So I'd quite like at some point to kind of mix it up a little bit because the FIFA is, it's entertaining and stuff, and FIFA 18 is going to be fun. But I think it might be quite nice to play some of the old football games as well. Throwing out ideas live on stream here.
Gold, you
throw behind the scenes. This is behind the curtain.
This is a peek behind the wizard's cloth.
Right.
Hang on, I've got to shoot on it. to score it. Time to come back. So yeah, so I might get it on there. So
do you mind just scrolling the comments for me?
Yeah, we've got them. Oh yeah.
There you go. That's all I want to know. Yeah. Okay then. Do you want a roundup of tonight's?
Yeah. You basically need to bring this mother home now because me and Skinner are playing a random game here.
Yeah, we're on it.
Okay, right. So we have a roundup of tonight's scores, and then there's 3 different things that we need to cover.
3?
Well, including tonight's. There's 2 extra.
Go on then.
Right. So tonight's CSK in Moscow beat Young Boys 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm still not on the house YouTube or internet. I'm glad I'm not actually. Tonight, Sporting beat FCSB.
Yep.
Beat them 5-1. Which means it's 5-1. The aggregate scores. That must be 0-0 on the first game.
Good lovely move. What a save. Fuck me. That's a lush move.
I didn't see it. I want to watch the replay. No, I can't. FC Copenhagen beat Qarabag FK.
Qarabag, yeah. Tottenham played those a couple of seasons ago in the UEFA.
Beat them 2-1, but I believe they're out, FC Copenhagen.
Are they really?
Because the aggregate score's 2-2. And Qarabag would have got the away goal.
The Desmond.
So it's 2-2 on aggregate, which I believe. Right, Liverpool beat Hoffenheim 4-2. Firmino scored the 4th.
Okay.
Aggregate score 6-3.
Liverpool won 90%, 98% through after the first leg.
Yeah.
Like it's only ever happened twice, something that a team that's trailing 2-1 has then lost at home. Oh, you are wriggling through there like a mother.
Oh, come on.
Excellent defence.
Slavia Prague and Apple Nicosia was 0-0. Apple Nicosia are through 2-0 on aggregate.
Are they really?
Okay, right. We're now into the EFL Cup.
Oh well, the Carabao Cup, yeah.
Yes. Currently, yeah.
Oh, there's a bit of controversy about that we need to talk about as well.
Yeah, the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Blackburn Rovers lost 2-0 to Burnley. West Ham beat Cheltenham 2-0. Sacco and Ayo scored the goals. Burnley, Robbie Brady and Jack Cork. Huddersfield beat Rotherham United 2-1, but they were down 1-0 until the 52nd minute. And they got a penalty. Southampton lost 2-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is my...
Did Neves... yeah, who scores?
Danny Bath, or Bath. I'm assuming it's Bat actually, B-A-T-T-H.
Yeah.
And Donovan Wilson scored the goals there.
Jason Donovan Wilson.
Not sure.
What a finish.
I want to see that. Stoke beat Rochdale 4-0.
It's easy to lose to Stoke. Anyone can do it.
Anyway, good finish. Joe Allen got 2.
Obviously.
Crouch scored. And Ramadan Sobhi.
Okay.
Sobhi. Right, now, this is the other one. There's one more EFL Carabao Cup game that I haven't mentioned yet because it's still going on.
I take it that's gone to extra time then?
Yeah, it has. Newcastle United are currently losing 3-2 to Nottingham Forest. It was 2-2 at full time. Now, that wouldn't have been a surprise to anyone who saw the Newcastle team that was...
put out?
Yeah, to be honest, Newcastle, you wouldn't have really noticed a lot because Newcastle's first team, I think Rafa Benitez is self-sabotaging to try and get Mike Ashley to actually spend some fucking money. He's doing a Harry Redknapp, but which we'll go on to in a minute, when Harry said, I want to play 3 at the back, 3 centre-backs, but I haven't got enough centre-backs. It's just to try and get some players in. I think Rafa Benitez is just putting out teams and just going, well, what do you fucking expect me to put out? I need
but then Mike Ashley can point to Arsene Wenger and say, well, look at the squad he's got, and he's still putting 2 left-backs at centre-back, a right-back at left-back, and a left-back at right-back.
Yeah, it's true.
What a say, there's keepers. Other than being beaten by your absolute howitzer, by your Johnny Howitzer, this Benitez chap is absolute. Is that Benitez again then? If that goes Noriega getting booked.
I'm trying to see if there's any other games that are worth mentioning. That's basically it.
Good to Arry.
So that was good.
With Arry getting some Ramble.
Oh, Real Madrid are playing Fiorentina at the moment.
Yeah, that's in the Things Cup though, isn't it?
In
That's
a club friendly.
Yeah, club friendly. Ronaldo has to give Ronaldo a game, correct?
Yeah, he's played.
Because he's got a ban, hasn't he?
Because he's got a
5 game ban. Sergio Ramos is playing as well. Because he's also got a ban, hasn't he? He's all
generally, yeah.
He got 2. Didn't he get 2 red cards? He did, didn't he? In consecutive games.
Yeah.
Were they consecutive? They were consecutive, weren't they? Yeah, so Ramos is playing. As well as Ronaldo. Fiorentina, Gabriel Batistuta is playing.
Lovely. Christian Vieri.
Yeah, he's playing. But yeah, so that's the roundup of tonight.
Is Michel Salgado playing for and Thomas Graveston playing for Real Madrid?
They are. Indeed.
Is Guti playing from?
Guti's playing. Guti is there.
Steve McManaman.
McManaman is.
Jeremy?
No.
Is he not?
No, they've gone with
Mickey Owen.
With Di Stefano.
Okay. Is Sergio Canales playing for them?
No.
Okay. Is
Makaleli there.
Who's the goalkeeper? Skin, the dyed blonde hair Spanish goalkeeper.
Santiago.
Canizares.
Yeah.
Is Canizares playing goal?
No. I'm dragging this back again. Right. Birmingham. Arry Redknapp.
Go on.
He's got a few players, hasn't he?
This
week.
Smuggled a few.
He's got a few in.
He's found his mate. He's found his best mate, Arsene Wenger.
Really his best mate now.
Arsene Wenger's 2 best mates in football.
BFS.
Yeah. Do you know who one of Arsene Wenger's best mates in football genuinely is?
Graham Poll.
No.
Okay.
It's funnier than that.
I don't know. I dread to. Is it William Prunier?
It's funnier than that.
Cards, isn't it?
No, it's funnier than that. Go on. Joe Kinnear.
Is he really?
And do you want to know why he's very good friends with Joe Kinnear? Joe Kinnear is his neighbour.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Joe Kinnear whipped that line out, and I only know this because Joe Kinnear whipped that line out when he was manager of Newcastle, and he was talking about getting a load of loan players because he said I was just going to phone Arsenal up. Now it didn't work out like that because Joe Kinnear was busy being racist and misogynistic and all that. In fact, I think he's in the chat tonight under the name Jason something, isn't he?
He's on the.
I mean, that is Joe Kinnear as a
penalty.
He might be on the committee, yeah.
He's there.
He appointed Sam Allardyce as England manager.
They're still open Sam Allardyce. Big Sam's
going to manage Titus Ramble to the Champions League.
He's only coming out of retirement for international jobs only, is what he said recently.
Well, he can go and do Thailand like Peter Reid and Vietnam and all that.
Try England soon.
Yeah. He said it's 2 points really. When they lost the Friday night game to Burton Albion. After the game, he said, last season, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said last season.
You're paraphrasing.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Last season, this is basically started with. Well, this is essentially the same side that was here last year.
Yeah, of course.
And they played under an exceptional manager in Gianfranco Zola.
An exceptional manager that got sacked, yeah.
Yeah, and he couldn't get the best out of him. I think Gianfranco Zola's record was 6 wins, and I may be being generous there. It may even be less than that, out of something like 30 games. He then said that we're still short of numbers, and obviously.
No, fuck off!
We need more players. He did his usual line.
Nothing pleases me more than getting a penalty against Skinner, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't like
Look how angry he is. He's so disappointed in himself.
He's done an Arsenal. He then. He's going to be telling us to wrap it up in a minute.
It is hot in here. It is hot in here. It's that PC pumping out an awful lot of heat.
I was going to say, John's crack window.
It's already cracked, friend. He's already cracked.
Yeah, he said he wanted some more players. But then he also said, after all this, that this squad will still finish in the top 6.
Okay.
Finish in the top 6. And then it was only the next day, I think, or 2 days later, that he he got his mate Arsene on the phone. He rang Joe Kinnear and said, "Can you pop your head over the fence? Pop your head over the fence while you're putting your Ronson on." And
Ron Seal.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Not John Ronson.
Not John Ronson. But you never know. They could be the other side. And he brought in Carl Jenkins.
This is classic Skinner, isn't it, everybody? Give away a penalty. Get frustrated. Give away so he loses his head. He is the Jack Wilshere of...
There's going to be a mass brawl any minute. So he brought in Carl Jenkinson. And you're going to have to help me with the second one.
Yeah.
I want to say Bramble, but I think
Cohen Bramble.
It is
Cohen. Yeah.
From obscurity, by the way.
Yeah, he's playing for like East Finchley or something.
Non-league, wasn't he?
Oh, come on!
He's playing for East Finchley or an equivalent. He's off. You can write this. This is like a terrible book. This is like a Judy Blume book. Judy Blume. Any players is St. Austin, you can't. I think one of my players is injured. Have I got to change?
If you're still watching on Facebook, come over to YouTube to watch the demise of Alex.
It is working now as well.
Yeah, it is working.
I'm incredibly sorry about the patchy stream on YouTube.
We can't do anything about it. It's one of those
things. I can't do anything about it. No, it's beyond me.
He's just got a patchy stream.
Patchy stream, but it's all right now. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Head on over to YouTube's. There's a link. You know the shit.
To the YouTube.
It's still jittery as hell.
To the YouTubes.
It is. So he's got two centre back, two wing backs.
Two wing backs.
Now, whether he is actually going to play three at the back with those two, it'd be interesting to see because Carl Jenkinson can definitely do that. And Bramall played at the Emirates Cup and he actually played really nicely. So the interesting. Do you want to talk about Bramall for a minute?
Do it. Can we just want to point on Jenkinson?
Oh, go on.
This is a player who's been linked with a lot of clubs. He was at West Ham for 2 years, wasn't he? On the
2 year loan, yeah.
He's been linked with a lot of clubs, but he always goes out on loan.
Yep.
What wages is he on?
What will he be on? 40, 50 grand a week?
Because it makes you wonder why, with all the clubs that are linked, and he's a good player, you know, why he's certainly good enough to play in the Premier League, as we've seen, but why hasn't someone bought him? Why does he keep being loaned out? There must be a reason for it. Is he reluctant to
still? Yeah. He is an actual boyhood. And this isn't a Robbie Keane. Like, this is an actual. It was his dream to play for Arsenal. Get in. It was his dream to play for Arsenal.
So
I think he cried when he scored his goal. I think he cried when they were talking about sending him out on loan, even though he understood. He got, obviously his injury was pretty nasty. He is an actual massive.
So it's not just the fact that clubs are just sort of looking at it and going, $5 million would be put for Jenkinson. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think he'll go on and do
and they go, how much?
No, I think he'll go on and do he'll go on and have a goodish career. You know, I think he's kind of like Aaron Cresswell, good.
Yeah.
And who I rate. He's another one of my. He would be in my. This is the full house. He would play Skinner Bingo and 93rd minute sitter that he's plucked wide as well. You hit the tee beautifully there.
Thanks.
If that's what you were aiming for. That was
bloody well was.
Yeah, that was hoof it long there to your 4'3" centre forward. He's off.
Just the yellow.
That's a straight red. That's a straight yellow right there. So Arry, who fuck knows with him?
Who is linked to latest link?
What, with Harry?
Yeah, but the latest link.
Go on.
Kieran Gibbs.
Why would they buy two left backs?
That's Pep.
What?
Pep has bought an inordinate amount of fullbacks. There must be a reason.
Yeah, that's because they're playing like 100 games this season, and he wants to win 3 cups.
Yeah, but Harry has revolutionised, and I mean revolutionised.
What's he doing? He's playing. Is he
with wing backs?
He's going to play. Well, he's going. To be fair, Artemanga plays the back 3, and he's got 3 left backs.
Well, this is the thing. We laughed about this last week. That when we said that Harry Redknapp wanted to try 3 at the back, and the interview it was presented as, you know, oh fucking hell, oh he's this Harry Redknapp, yeah, he was in the Birmingham Mail. For anyone wants to look, watch last week's episodes, and since then everyone's using it. Man City have used it.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola never used a back 3 before that.
Never, not
Conte
until
didn't use them.
Harry Redknapp brought it up in the Birmingham Mail.
Yeah.
I've got 2 things that that we should finish on. Really.
Fine, we're just going to let this play now.
What we did last.
Let's go torture Skinner now by letting this run.
Let him carry on. I mean, like I say, if you're on Facebook and you want to watch the demise, you can see the highlights playing over and over again, and you can actually, if you freeze,
Skinner scored a screamer and missed
missed
a number of sitters. That's an excellent save there.
Right then, do you? Yeah, no, I'm not even going to give you an option. I don't,
Yeah,
right.
probably best. You'll hold the answer a bit.
Listener questions.
Oh, go on. Have we got some?
We have got an inordinate amount of listener.
Well, let's rattle
questions.
through these because we are just over 2 hours now, and that's plenty for me.
Yeah, right. Paul on Twitter, who is at Snack and Nap, good follow. Vegan skin for him. He wants to know what is our all-time greatest football shirt. And I thought it was a very Ramble question.
Straight away. I know what he's going to say. Hands down.
Yeah. Skinner knows my top 3 in that order.
Jesus Christ.
As well.
Number 1. It's the, what is it? The Germany fucking Splinter kit 99, yeah?
Yeah.
Done. Next.
It's the white German kit. Black, yellow and red. Adidas, obviously. The split patterned kit across the middle here. In fact, let's not show this anymore. While we're discussing this, I'll pick them for you now. So keep talking because you can do yours.
You got
then it's Everton's of the same thing, and I will.
I've got a few. A lot of mine are going to be United, but we did have one man actually post a picture of it in.
It's beautiful.
Electronics United kit. It looks really good. A lot of people are now looking at it and going, do you know
that kit?
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's the greatest kit of all time.
It is a classic. It is very
the
good.
nicest kit.
Very craft work
of all time.
I do like it.
My second favourite, quite possibly, and none of these are Arsenal kits. Interestingly,
another one I quite like as well. Just because of the time that it was, because it was my favourite season. I like the Newcastle Brown Ale. Newcastle.
Lovely kit.
Did that have the drawstring?
No, but that leads on actually. Remember the Norwich shirt in the first Premier League season with the drawstring?
Yeah, Jeremy Goss.
Yeah, really like that one. Really like
that kit there.
Yeah, that was
Everton Le Coq Sportif kit, and then the other one for me. And where have I gone? Where have I gone from there? As much as I hate the club. Look at that.
Anyway, yeah. No.
Like, what fucking kit?
Yeah, no, it is good.
What kit?
Anyone watching on Facebook or on YouTube, anyone watching on Facebook, comment in if you've got a favourite football shirt. United did one as well, which was black with green.
Yeah.
And that was really nice, and we didn't wear it that often, and I did like that one.
There are loads. I fucking love football kits. Like, there's some. We talk about football kits quite a lot.
Classic Juve shirts I really like.
There are some beautiful ones. Yeah. I love the old Arsenal. Obviously, I love the old Arsenal red with white sleeves, pure white sleeves before Nike and Puma started fucking around with it. I love the JFC kit, JVC kit. Sorry. There are just loads. There are fucking. Kits is a wicked thing. I could talk about kits. If you'd let me know before this could have been like a full hour of Skin and Nose. Like just picking out pictures for kits and all that. I fucking love kits. I'd love to hear other people's kits. So if you want to send in pictures of your favourite kits over the week.
The whole Tiger one.
That was something else.
The whole Tiger one was very.
What about the Cameroon kit with the the cutouts, the sleeveless, the hockey top.
Yeah.
Like Cameroon played, they had the sleeveless top. They also had the tiger marks of the lion marks from there.
Georgie Campos goalkeeper.
Georgie Campos goalkeeper. Peter Schmeichel's goalkeeper tops were iconic for me as a kid.
Siemens was the fucking worst.
Always. Yeah,
I had that as well. I got ruined. Annihilated.
Do you know when I like it more modern? But there was a couple that was in the, I think it was the 2010 World Cup. The Netherlands released a very nice one where the flag was the collar, which was really nice. Yeah. And Argentina had a very nice one there because the logo was sort of like embossed into
it was
it,
into
which
the
was
thing.
very nice. I like those.
Nice. Toulouse have got some wicked kits.
Joe was also a good one. Again, very modern. But the England 2010. It was 2010 when it's South Africa, or was that 2010?
Any Marseille kits?
Yeah. But the England kit, it was the red one. It was the red shirt that they released. That was I like
blood red.
It was blood red. Do you know? Weirdly, that was there's a. Random. There's a fashion museum in Bath, and that was chosen as the most fashionable football shirt ever created.
What was?
What the hell?
In the South Africa World Cup, the England red kit.
That's nonsense, isn't it? That kit as well by Bordeaux.
Oh, we played that last week. Yeah, it's very good.
That's a quality kit. There are so many. There are absolutely so many that I could talk about.
Third kit this year.
I don't know whether I have Arsenal's third kit this year's bang as
Arsenal's
well.
third kit is awesome.
Black and electric pink. Do you not like it?
With
No, I really like it.
No, not the Arsenal one, the United one.
What's the United one?
It was a fan. It was open to the fans.
Has it got David May's face on it?
Shirty McShirterson.
No, I like that.
Could well be.
I will Google it now.
Right, well, what we're doing now, we're going to rattle through the next question. Actually, to wrap this up, to wrap this bit up.
So, it's grey. We're back to grey.
Has it got another thing in the back, like the old Theatre of Dreams thing?
It's got the Law, Charlton and Best statue that's outside Old Trafford in the bottom.
Yeah, whatever. Like, that's a GCSE art project right there.
It's like when they had the Theatre of Dreams in the background.
That's such a twatty kit that was.
Oh, the United, the blue and white one with the players' names on it. That was appalling. And the grey kit was that season. We had some shockers.
That grey kit.
Right, next.
Can we wrap up though that bit? And I would like to say that this season's Chelsea kit is fucking lovely, and it really annoys me that it's that nice. The Liverpool have gone back to I can't remember what the red is called. It's called like the Dalglish red or the one of those, and that kit is fucking lovely as well, and that really annoys me. And Tottenham's kit as well is really lovely, and they've done their badge again this season, and it is banging as well. There are 3 really nice kits this season. I quite like Arsenal's as well. I think there are some really good kits in the Premier League this year. So that's that. Next question.
I like Nice's kit this season too.
Get one of them.
Get one of them.
Right, we
thought
we sort of covered it really, but thoughts on fans overreacting this early on in the season. And this is from Gareth, sorry, on Twitter at GT18_.
Can I use a wormy phrase?
Yeah.
Shrieking grief of twats.
It is the shrieking grief of twats.
He's used the Arsenal fan TV.
Right, well, you can, that
Did you
is.
watch the video after?
Well, Arsenal fan TV. I haven't seen a single second of Arsenal fan TV ever.
I knew you would. What they had, I don't know who the fucking people are, but they had the one who's always got the Arsenal headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the older white guy that's always on there.
Looks like a Viking.
They're arguing.
Oh no! Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And he's going, and it came down to basically them just yelling at each other, and him going, "What? It's about time we signed some fucking players. We need to sign some fucking players." Why did he take Lacazette off? I believe Lacazette off. Yeah, and he said, the guy with the headphones, I don't know his name, said at one point, he said, "We didn't overreact when we beat Leicester. Is that was what
Net spend.
Yes, we didn't overreact when we beat Leicester, and we're not going to overreact now. The other guy went, "Fuck you! You're not going to tell me I'm going to overreact." And he was like, "No, I didn't. You fucking did." And it just...
It's almost like they're idiots.
It was 4 minutes of
it's play
genius.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest.
Right, well, I'm not interested in that, so I don't care. Football fans are idiots.
Next question. Have we got any thoughts on Rooney scoring his 200th Premier League goal?
Meh. Don't care.
Did we
Not
talk
first
about
on
his
my
200th Premier
Rooney.
League goal?
He scored 200. Well done.
Only second player in history to score 200 goals in the
It's
Premier
great.
League.
He should be given more credit.
Yeah, in the Premier League,
he's on his
though,
first decline. Like, that's fine. We've been through it.
Football began before 1992.
I know, but it has been going for a while, and there's only 2 people to ever.
Yeah, well,
Rooney,
like,
consistently, he's done absolutely fantastic.
He's been amazing.
He's been great.
Equally, he was the main striker at the most dominant club.
Yes.
So he should be scoring that many goals.
Who is based after? Obviously, he said you're only going into 2 games, but who do you think at the moment is the most likely manager to be sacked first in the Premier League?
Well, it'll be Rafa Benitez.
Rafa just...
The reason I think that
I think Rafa Benitez is most likely to leave, but that not necessarily be sacked. Because I think Mike Ashley would be to have
sack
Rafa Benitez.
What, just goading him, like, yeah?
I don't know. The 3 promoted clubs, interestingly. So normally you look at the 3 promoted clubs because they would overreact, etc. You don't get a sense that they would sack their managers.
Not Huddersfield,
except Huddersfield and Brighton, they probably won't. Benitez potentially would. Bilic is one. Yeah. I'm thinking more about teams than actual managers. Swansea could sack their manager.
There's another podcast that I listen to who have now put it on record that they...
You listen to other podcasts?
I do. They believe that Rafa Benitez, by Christmas, or by January, the end of the January transfer window, will be Crystal Palace manager. That's their prediction.
Okay.
That's there. Leading on to that, after the first 2 games, and then again, it's very tongue-in-cheek, these two. After the first 2 games, because they also relate. Yeah, they also relate to firmly right in there. That's a visual. They relate to the fans overreacting, so the tongue-in-cheek questions. But after 2 games, what are your relegation predictions? Have they changed from when you did them originally?
I think I've said Tottenham to be champions and relegated. Who the fuck did I say getting relegated?
Right, relegated. You said Huddersfield, Brighton, and Swansea.
Yeah, I'll go with them. Whatever. Yeah.
I say Crystal Palace, Swansea, and I'm gonna go left field and say Newcastle.
I was thinking Newcastle based on the squad that they have and the fact that even when he's got his strongest 11, they're still shite.
Okay.
They're just terrible.
They could get going,
They could get going, but it's like we said at the start when I said that. In my belief, because Newcastle went shipped a lot of goals and were reliant on Matt Ritchie and Dwight Gale last season, it was essentially, oh fuck, we've conceded twice, we better score 4. It's a good job Matt Ritchie and Dwight Gale are there. When teams come up with the over-reliance on 1 or 2 players, they don't tend to do as well. Whereas Huddersfield have come up as they got promoted as a team. They've added well.
Yeah. Well, we said last week,
got a
didn't we?
good manager.
We spoke about this last week, and we covered the fact that Newcastle conceded an inordinate number of goals last season, and that's just going to continue. That's going to continue.
So that's that. It hasn't really changed. Flip flops really.
Yeah, they change it. I mean, it will change.
West Ham, I think, could potentially go.
West Ham could definitely, even with their World Cup. Are Liverpool right to try and keep Coutinho?
Fucking get the money.
Or should they let him
Cash
go?
it in.
It's like that tweet that I sent to you two. In that, I don't know who's more stupid. Barca forbidding that money for Coutinho, or Liverpool for turning it down.
It's the thing. Yeah, it goes 2 ways. You could be, keep with him, but then on the other hand, it's like, fuck, that's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money. But weirdly, in this market, it's a lot of money. But is it an average amount of money right now?
It's just
realistically, what you want to be is be sensible. You want to take the money in this window and hope that it's a hyperinflated window and that there is a settling in the next transfer window. You cope through to January and then you just absolutely mop up when fees go down.
What's odd as well about it is that, and I'm not saying that like they can be replaced easily or whatever, but it's not like the position that he plays they have got a lack. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it is
though, isn't it? Because he is. I know what you're saying. As a forward, they're not lacking.
Yeah.
But each of those forwards are very different. So Firmino is not Coutinho. Coutinho is not Sane. Sane is not Sturridge. And Sturridge is not Lallana.
Yes. I get it.
And did I not start with Mane? Yeah, Mane is like that's the one. Like they've got 5 very good forwards. None of them are similar. The closest you would get is Mane and Salah, but Mane is not anything like Salah, really.
And then there was a Messi thing, but that's pretty much it.
So in terms of should they take the money? If that's a Liverpool fan asking, the question that I would ask back to that is yes, they should, but only if Virgil van Dijk should have the money taken from Southampton. And it's the thing we said before.
If you were Coutinho, what would you feel like?
Liverpool, and
if you were Coutinho, what would you feel like?
Yeah, you probably want to go. But also, if I was Coutinho, I would like to think that I'm a smart-ish guy, and I would look at Arda Turan. I'd look at Gomez. I'd look at Cesc Fabregas to some extent. I would look at a load of fairly good players.
Alexander Hleb.
You don't necessarily... Hleb. There's a load of players that don't necessarily waltz into... Now, interestingly, over the weekend, do you see the Barcelona side? Fuck me. How quickly that team has crumbled.
Yeah.
You look at that team over the weekend. Fuck me. That was rubbish. The team sheet. It was fucking rubbish. You got Deulofeu playing on one wing. No, he's never good enough to get into Barcelona's squad. Let alone his team. So you probably look at Coutinho.
A lot of the time.
You look at Coutinho and you think, well, I probably would get in that team now, but I don't know. It's a big bet.
In the days before, you knew you were going to be a bit player. Now we're sort of like, oh, I could open up.
We probably could.
So then without the team around you, right?
Yeah.
We're still Iniesta as well, one in the league.
He'll go at the end of his contract. That's unknown now.
Well, again, it depends on who you believe. Apparently, Messi and Iniesta they haven't signed their contracts.
No, Messi's not signed his contract. No,
but they both will. That's what the word is.
I can't see why either of them would. I think even if Leo Messi does, what you do is you run your contract down and re-sign it Barcelona with a sign-on contract. Sign-on.
Yeah. Any truth behind the City thing, do you reckon?
What, Lionel Messi? No. No, that is not happening. He'll stay at Barcelona, but I think he'll run his contract then. Because you would.
Yeah, you definitely would.
You'd ask for a signing on fee.
Well, Messi is going to
go back in and you ask for silly wages.
Yeah, no, you would. And
that's what I would do. Like, he's a smart,
and then
he's a smart man.
Hang on, Pep, hold the line.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got some.
Yeah.
Well, you'd threaten to go and join Girona under Per Guardiola, wouldn't you? Who've just been bought by the Man City, Manchester Football Club, or whatever it is.
You just post a picture on your Instagram account with fucking Neymar. That's all you do.
Yeah, well, he did, didn't he? He posted. That's what he did. Suarez did, and PK.
No, you just be I've gone to Paris.
That's exactly it.
Well, that's what, if I was Messi, I'd post a picture of me with Neymar, the Eiffel Tower behind me, just like that.
Kissing Copping on.
He's staying.
Cheeky hand in the rough.
Fucking hell, he's...
So we'll finish now after fantasy football, and then we'll call it quits.
Yeah, let's do fantasy football.
You've got 3 minutes.
Who have you got in, Mr. Wild?
Yeah, you two.
Who's your transfer?
My transfer this week, because I nearly wildcarded because I had a crisis.
I talked you out of that.
You
talked you off the ledge.
You talked me out of it.
Do you get a transfer every week? Do you?
You won every week.
Do you really?
I needed
whole new world.
I needed to bring.
It's like being Harry Redknapp.
I wanted to bring Paul Pogba, and I wanted to get rid of Ward-Prowse.
Oh, well.
I didn't have enough funds.
Of course you didn't.
No,
Oh,
he's 8.2.
Even I-
8.4. He's gone up. 8.6.
I got him at 8.1. So, what I did was get rid.
Playing the market.
I got rid. Yeah, I did. I
Playing
got
the market,
rid
did it?
of.
Buy low.
Buy low, sell high.
So,
I got rid of the
Sell
Bruyne,
gold. Buy
De
chip
Bruyne,
piece.
okay.
Well, that's the talk of the town.
and I brought Pogba in.
I heard some mug the other day talking about fantasy
Yeah.
football and getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne.
You've got Lukaku up front, yeah?
Got Lukaku.
So Lukaku and Pogba are going to be a really good team this year.
And I've still Firmino and Kane.
Oh, well.
Keeping Kane? He's got a
I'm
good run
keeping
in.
Kane
He's got a good
because
run in.
he's had 14 shots on target in 2 games.
Yeah.
And eventually, a player who scores the amount of goals that Harry Kane scores will